go ahead and get a recap, Tom?
Hey, yeah, no problem. Okay, so at the end of the previous session, we were in the middle of exploring this fortress in the Underdark that we believe Affin to be hiding out in. Um, we crept up to the next space in the fortress, and Futon could see a demon, an incubus or something, some kind of demon in the center of the room, and looked like there was pens for holding animals or captives, maybe some torture going on. Um, we decided we were going to try to skirt past that room, but before we did, Goji snuck a little bit ahead and saw two drow guards standing outside of a doorway. Um, One of the drow noticed her, and instead of initiating combat like Goji imagined would happen, the drow walked over to the other guard, slit her throat, let her drop to the floor, then turned to Goji and saluted. And when she saluted, we could see that she was missing a finger, and we found out that that was the same drow that we had captured before and um, left alive, after which she was able to escape. Which seems a little weird, but apparently she's got a strange idea of how to pay back somebody who beat the shit out of her, cut off a finger, and then left her manacled to a stalagmite. She decided to do us a favor, but that was made it very easy for us to sneak into that room, past the room with all the torture and stuff, which seemed to be Affin's office or some kind of cabin for her in a leadership position. Yeah, I guess that's an office. Anyway, I think it was Futon was able to tell that one of the tapestries on the wall in that room was concealing an opening behind it, a doorway through the wall. And when we took a look down, it gave, I think it was Vrisdan and Goji some chills. Did not like that room. No, it was in Futon and Vrisdan. Goji was too dumb to understand what the hell was going on. Anyway, we went through the door, down a set of stairs that brought us into a kind of cavern-like room with like stone, I don't know what you would call them, like stone columns on top of which, natural stone columns on top of which was Affin and her weird hangout spot. She was on this large platform, which backed up to a wall that had a whole bunch of strange runes on it that we couldn't recognize or decipher. And when she saw us enter the space, she addressed us very tauntingly. And without any further ado, we basically went right into combat. It ended up being pretty tricky, though, because as we were approaching her position to, wail on her, some of the rock columns in front of us that we were using as support started to fall away. With a few lucky maneuvers, though, we were able to reach her platform before any of us fell into the pit below. And after a pretty intense fight, which included nets, intimidation attempts on Goji's part, which didn't work, Futon repeatedly missing and then suddenly going apeshit and landing like 8 blows in a row, we got Affin down to a point where she seemed pretty close to either being dead or forfeiting the fight, and we would get a chance to talk to her. But instead, she ignited I think it was a fireball, basically on herself, attempting to take a few of us with her. She was unable to. We were able to avoid any lethal damage, but the fireball did burn her to a crisp. So that was the end of Affin Branchlet, our medium big bad. We were able to look through her remains and found a couple useful items, which we divvied up. And while we were examining the rest of the space, the back wall of this cavern, which the runes were written on, suddenly seemed to open into a portal, but not one that we could really pass through. It was more like a window type portal, and through it we could see the same mysterious hooded figure that I think was riding a horse. or they had a horse with them. I don't remember, but it's the same figure that we saw in the cavern. I don't even know how many sessions ago that was giving orders to a group of... I don't even remember what they were either. Group of underlings. Mains and such, I think, maybe?
Drow.
Drow, okay. Yes. So it was the same figure that was giving the drow orders in the cavern from way, way back that we encountered while we were exploring the Underdark. And they looked right at the three of us and didn't say anything. And we didn't say anything back to them. They were just kind of observing us in a creepy way. And then as the portal closed, it was Goji and Vrisdan, I think, right? Goji and Vrisdan. We had this weird itch and pain at our necks, like an uncomfortable sensation. And when you feel the skin of the neck, apparently there's almost like a scar tissue, like we had survived being hanged or something. Goji's opinion is that we've been cursed by this hooded figure, but we have no information yet on just exactly what happened to us. Futon seems to have escaped unscathed, though. So, Goji had the idea to copy down the runes on the wall so that if we ever encountered somebody that could translate them for us, we might find out more about what's going on. And then the three of us descended from the platform because we could see down below there was a doorway at the bottom of the pit. So we safely descended the platform, followed the passageway through the door, which gradually brought us back up to one of the Dwergar service tunnels that their patrols would regularly march through. So we were able to determine that we were pretty far away from Gracklestug, at least a couple days' march. So it didn't seem like there was much point in heading back that way to talk to Alaric. And meanwhile, we were very close to what we had already been told was a labyrinth through which would be a possible means of reaching the surface. We decided to go that way. We got to the labyrinth, explored a couple of antechambers, found sarcophagi not painted, but decorated with the likenesses of minotaurs. And after some looking around, we decided to explore the labyrinth. We explored a couple different passages. None of them, well, maybe only a couple of them to their full extent. We tried to stay together as a party as much as possible. Futon, I believe, did witness, he could see from a distance, a large figure, maybe with horns, I don't remember, but it seemed minotaur-like. And then, let me think. Vrisdan was able to find a chest that he was deftly and cleverly able to avoid the trap on the chest, and retrieved, I think, a pretty good ring out of that chest. Goji didn't do anything particularly noteworthy in the labyrinth so far, but we did hear what sounded like large footsteps, lumbering large footsteps off in the distance, and we don't know if that's related to the mysterious large figure that Futon saw, but it seems safe to say that it is. We started exploring to the south after we came to a big room in the what seems like the center of the labyrinth. And exploring to the south, we encountered a crazy, living ballista, this mechanical structure that attacked us without anybody operating it. After some careful combat dodging in and out of corridors in the labyrinth, we were able to get it down to pretty close to being dead when Futon essentially bent the barrel, for lack of a better term, the barrel out of which these explosive bolts would fire from the ballista, which resulted in the ballista firing its next bolt, and it wasn't able to actually, push it out as a projectile, and it exploded inside the ballista, blew it all to hell, singed Futon's beard off, and gave him so much damage that we had to heal him on the spot to keep him from dying, I think. But it was a pretty awesome way to destroy an enemy, I gotta admit. After all that, we came back to the central room to take a little break before we explored any further, because Futon was in a bad way and we all needed some time to rest. And I think that's getting us to where we are now. Is there anything major that I forgot?
No, that seems to be everything.
Okay.
In fact, you even reminded me to change Futon's avatar.
And then also I should give lots of credit to Mike's recap, because while I did watch the video archive, having Mike's notes in front of me is always very helpful.
Thank you, and thank you for the recap. Well done.
Thank you. Let's thank everybody. Everybody thank everybody.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Max.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Adam. Thanks, Max.
Great recap.
Thank you all.
Alrighty.
Okay. Sorry, that was just a random roll. I was just testing out to see what the dice tower did. Now I see what it does. Okay.
No worries. So that's a sick pretty roll, yeah. I believe you guys just took a short rest, correct?
I think so, yeah, because I remember using recovery dice.
Then go ahead and heal up if you haven't already. And then
I did.
Okay, cool. I don't know. Do you guys spend that hour doing anything special? Do you talk to each other, or just wait that hour?
I think Goji's
heavy steps.
Goji's just listening carefully to see if she can hear anything.
Alrighty. Does Vrisdan's effect of owl hearing, I believe, is that still active after an hour?
Let's check. Good question. Nope. It's concentration, so it was gone anyways.
Alrighty then. Then let's see here. Let's just keep the same initiative for now. And
lucky Vrisdan when his initiative's 1.
Futon. After that hour has passed and you guys are set to do whatever it is that you wish to do, what do you do with your turn?
Do you guys think we should keep going south? That same direction where we killed that ballista?
Yeah.
You don't.
That was the path of most resistance.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should keep going that way until we have a reason not to.
Yeah.
I believe the reverse way we had started hearing minotaurs too, right? So.
It was in the same direction.
East. I don't remember.
It was in the same direction as the ballista?
Yeah, it was to your southeast from where where you fought the ballista.
My bad. In that case, sure, yeah. If we want to go hunt some minotaurs. We met one in town, right?
Yeah, that's right. He was
guaranteed to be hostile. Maybe
that's
we could
right.
reason with him.
He was a slave master, I think, or slave guard, slave driver.
Yeah, of that beautiful dwarf that you befriended.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I think he was in like the slave market when we first got into the city. The Minotaur guard, because he told us.
It's been a few sassions, but
maybe
I
it was
will
both.
say that Robig did warn you that there is some kind of Minotaur lookalike demon that he evaded in the labyrinth.
Okay, so not likely to be friendly.
And one thing I did think about during the past weeks, I'm thinking that considering how Futon has been in his kind of hot cold reaction to things, I think what happened last time warrants him getting an inspiration.
Oh,
okay.
Because it's starting to seem like this is a trend for Futon.
Yeah, getting his beard singed off, pretty good reason for inspiration, I'd say.
Yeah, I think I'm going to sprint, so I'm going to end it there.
Alrighty.
Okay, same direction. I'll dash to get more distance. 1, Right there. And that's my turn.
Goji, as you approach further south, you begin to hear more mechanical noises ahead of you.
Okay.
And Vrisdan's turn.
Same thing. I follow everyone else. Do I want to dash? I think I'll just end there.
Okay. I'm just around the corner, so I'm not, like, way far in front of you guys.
Yeah, I'll call it there. No, sorry, I forgot. I have to hit next person. In a minute.
Then pop minutes.
Yes, 1 sec. I just want to make sure that I did go the right distance. I think it's plus
Take your
10.
time. I believe last time we confirmed it was 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find where it was now, but
As you approach that corner, you begin to hear the same mechanical noise increase in volume as what you experienced before, Futon.
Okay. Oh. I can see it right there. I think I'll stop there, even though I do have 5 more feet of movement. I'm going to whisper to Futon that there's another one of those ballistas. At about, if I'm a clock face, it's at like 7 p.m. No, that's not how it works. it's at
7 p.m. on the clock.
It's at 7. There we go. You don't have to say p.m. I don't know why I said p.m. 7 o'clock.
Well,
okay, let me out.
technically, you've all been in PM for the longest time.
True. Yeah, it's been dark down here. Oh, sorry. That's my turn. I'm just going to observe that it's there. And Futon and I can make a plan if we want when it's Futon's turn, or we could try to sneak around it.
From here, I will, since, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, yeah. Since both of them are in range, I'm going to cast Aid at
Oh, yeah.
3rd level, I think. Does it go up when you cast at 3rd level? Yeah, okay. Aid. So you guys gain 10 hit points.
Sweet. Thanks. I'm
I'm going to cast it twice just because I don't know how to, yeah. That should have given you guys, no, okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got 5.
You have to increase it by 5.
Okay.
And then I can move 1 more square, so I'm done.
You see it?
I'm going to move so I can see it, yeah.
So we could either sneak west and try to go past it, or we could just confront it.
As you take a step into that hallway, you look to your right at the wall opposite of the ballista machine. And it looks very similar to the other corner, where it is riddled with holes and ballistas.
You know, Futon, you could try jamming it again. Do that the first thing, and then maybe it'll blow itself up right away. You'll just have to get the fuck out of the way this time.
Whatever it was. Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll wait, but I'm going to try if I can try and dodge. I'm assuming he's going to shoot. I'm going to try and go across and dodge it, hopefully.
Oh,
Okay.
so we're going straight into combat then, huh?
So I can have a view around. So everyone else can catch up.
Let's see.
If it doesn't fire me, that's fine, but just in case.
Nope, you managed to avoid it.
Okay.
Nicely done.
So you still have movement, correct?
Yes, I do. I'll just leave it there.
Okay. Did we see the other one move? Can they move? 'Cause
You
I'm just
did
thinking.
not see it move.
Okay, I'm thinking if we are able to get past it, it might follow us. Okay, so what would it take for me to do the same thing Futon just did and try to race past that opening?
You make the movement and it misses.
Okay,
If it can still fire at
so
that
essentially like
exact
a
moment.
almost like an attack of opportunity, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, these things are taking a reaction attack.
Okay. I'll get to there and find out if it hit me or not.
Well, since you did it right after Futon, then you did not take an attack.
Okay. I think I'll stay right here though, so that I can relay to Vrisdan what we're dealing with when he comes around that corner, so he's not blindsided by this thing.
I'm sure I hear the shooting.
Yeah, and us going, whoa,
I hear-
shit!
Oh, trust me, that
Run,
that
run, run,
owl,
run, Bling!
that owl perception was not necessary.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, am I able to take a shot at it from here with a crossbow?
I will say
From where I am? Probably not, huh? It's kind of covered in shadow from my perspective. I can still see the...
Well, couldn't you technically go back, but not go back? You know, go back in time, fire, then carry on moving.
No, I think
if you didn't go there.
No, I think I probably need to get as quickly across that opening as possible. Trying to line
Yeah,
up
true.
a crossbow bolt would probably mean I'd get hit.
I will say that you can, but you still be open to attack.
Okay, I think I'll just stay where I am. I believe at the end of the last session I was using my club, so I'll use my bonus action to switch to my crossbow, and then I won't take an action. I'll just...
Well, we haven't actually started combat,
Oh,
so
okay.
you don't have to worry about that right now.
Oh, all right. Then I'll just end my turn here and wait for Vrisdan to pop around the corner. That's my turn.
All right. As your turn ends, Goji, as you are in a location with without a wall blocking your hearing, you do hear what sounds like the ballista machine reloading.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And it is Vrisdan's turn.
Hey, man.
Where are you? Did I miss you? Where are you? Oh, you're way over there. I
Mhm.
can't see you from here.
Hmm. I could see
But
you,
I
so I
can.
figured it went both ways. Okay.
Sorry, where did I start my turn? Was it
Right at that
how do I
oil
change
spill
shit?
at the corner.
Okay. So that's
Oh, yeah,
5,
oil
10.
spill.
I think did I start one before that or on it?
On it.
Oh, okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, I don't have enough movement to move past it without being in its view on the start of its next turn. So I'm gonna wait here, and I'm gonna use my action because I also don't want to dash because I'd like to use my action to dodge, give it even worse odds of hitting me.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna cast. Is there any reason to cast guidance on myself? Yeah, sure. The reason is that it's free.
We like free stuff.
Free is pretty cool. That's the end of my turn.
I'm gonna call back to Goji, saying I don't think this will lead anywhere.
Oh. Uh-oh.
There's
Okay.
there's another hot corridor. I look down, but I don't think we're gonna get anywhere this way. Go down there. I
Sounds
have to
like-
get closer to the blister.
Okay.
And that's the end of my movement.
Max, you'd say that Vrisdan has a handle on the situation. He doesn't need Goji there to point out where the ballista is.
Yeah, Tanom, I'm assuming given I know that this is where the shooting was coming from, and I could see, I'm sure, some of the bolts. I know, like, the angle and where they went and such.
Yeah. I just don't want him
Yes.
to feel like he comes around the corner, he sees this monstrous machine and doesn't see either of us and has no idea where the fuck we are, you know.
No, yeah. Vrisdan's intelligence and wisdom is sufficient for him to figure
Okay.
out what happens from
All
this
right.
noise.
Then I'm going to follow.
I'm smart. Not like people say.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna dash. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, dead end. 11,
I did
12.
warn you. I should have dashed actually.
So then these are both dead ends, yeah?
There wasn't another way, was there?
No, I don't think so. I think we gotta go back to where the ballista is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Futon and Goji, you can hear from the, let's just say, the westerly direction, large footsteps approaching you.
Ugh.
Vrisdan, it is your turn.
Hot dog is my turn. Futon and Goji, when you guys are saying like it's a dead end this way and such and so forth, are you saying it out loud? And
I think
if they
we're
would
saying
I
it
be
out loud
close
to
enough
each
to
other.
hear them say that? Do I know that they're like circling back? Do I hear you guys' footsteps, or am I just gonna follow you guys to this dead end? Because I don't know.
We are certainly conversing out
uh,
loud, whether that's loud enough
Are
for you
you
to
like
hear.
out loud or like are you shouting it?
I think we're just talking at conversational level in this tunnel that we're in.
Then with the distance that you currently are and the noises of the ballista machine, no, Vrisdan wouldn't hear that without his owl perception.
Okay. Well, in that case, bonus action, Shield of Faith. Normal action, dodge.
Wish we could
Bye,
just
guys.
Kool-Aid Man right through these walls.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Sure.
All right, and that's with disadvantage.
Yep.
That's a miss.
Whew.
Cool.
And it is Futon.
Say hi to visitor and say we're turning back. I'll stop there on the corner.
Okay. That will be the extent of my movement. And I don't think I'm going to be doing anything else with this turn, so next turn.
Futon, you hear a similar sound that Goji once did, and you know that the machine has reloaded. And like I said, you guys are not actually in combat right now, so if you chose to speak, like in each other's turns, you can.
Okay.
Do we want to just kill this clockwork thing?
I think
'Cause
so.
It keeps shooting
Yeah.
at us? Okay.
We're going to have to get past it one way or another, so...
Yes, looks like it's in the way. There's 2 corridors down this highway.
Yeah, we could duck into the one that it's not in, but if we have to come back, we'll have to come back and dodge it all over again anyway, so I vote we just swing at it.
We could also try distracting it, like throwing something out in front of us before we walk and
Oh,
see
true.
if it takes the bait.
True.
Hmm.
And then go while it's reloading?
Yeah.
Anybody got anything they're cool with disposing of?
I got 2 sets of clothes. I don't need both.
You also have a head.
For some reason I have a shield. I don't remember having a shield, but...
I do have a head, but I don't think I want to let that thing get loaded full of bolts.
Oh, that might have been a shield that you got when you first started.
I think so, and I just never sold it. Well, I'm not up there to toss that something across, but a shield would make a big, tempting target, I bet. I can pass it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, can I just grab it from him?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, pass it along. Here you go.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm only doing this like turn-based because it's a labyrinth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All
I
right.
will obviously Vrisdan will stand, here where it can't see
right.
him, but for the sake of the map, I will move here, and then flash the shield around the corner and see if it takes the bait since it reloaded.
Oh, it definitely took the bait. The shield flies out of your hands and becomes impaled on the opposite wall with
Shit.
a large ballista going across it.
Okay.
Once again, I cannot remember how to remove something from my inventory. The little plus or minus button is gone.
Do you see a pencil? Hold on, I haven't
No.
opened.
Again, it's different than last time. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
All right. Tanom, since there's a wall behind me, I assume at the angle that it shot me, the shield is still like nearby, right?
Oh, it's
It's not like it
impaled on
flew
the
down.
wall.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you say that. Okay.
So long, shield.
I was gonna say one of you two grab it before it reloads and then do it again because I don't think any of us have. Well, Futon probably has the movement to get all the way past this thing without having to do that again, but still might be handy to have that back. But if
Yeah.
it's impaled, don't waste your whole turn trying to pull it
Yeah.
out, And then, Mike, I'm going to finish my turn by going, I went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can still see me.
Cool.
Fuck you. Well, that's my turn.
Pem, try right-clicking on the shield, and there should be an icon for delete.
Oh, yep, there we go. Perfect. Okay, that was easy. Thank you.
Okay. gonna end it there.
Okay. Phew. Oh, sorry. That's that's my turn. I don't know why I just sat there.
Goji, as you pass it, you hear behind you another click of a reloaded ballista.
Okay. It's reloaded, I say to the other two.
And you guys are seemingly currently safe in that corridor.
Okay. I look at my two companions and I go, so no one grabbed the fucking shield?
Nope, we didn't
No
try.
one even made an attempt?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Very cool. Well, let's go this way because I don't want to get shot at anymore.
There's 2 corridors down here.
This looks like it's gonna end up being a dead end. Also, oh, I guess I didn't take an action. I could dash. Let's dash.
I really like to see it right.
I could see you, Futon, through a tiny little crack in the wall.
Darn it, I did not do it well enough.
No, I think it's reasonable there'd be cracks in the walls in some spots.
Here.
Yeah. I mean, it's really very thin, and I'm shocked that I can't see him. Mike, that's the end of my turn, but here, is that just a dead end? Is there anything there?
It's a dead end. It's a dead end.
Okie dokes. That's my turn then.
Okay. What's that thing?
Move your avatar.
Oh.
It is a brazier.
Oh, okay.
As you enter this intersection, you look to your right and you see a room with a desk at the very back wall holding a pair of candles and a book, it seems like, over which there's this pink glow of a stone hovering above it. And to either side of the desk, you also see 2 statues, apparently mimicking a minotaur.
This weekend or in the next couple of days. So it's the end of the vlog. Goodbye from me, Cheeky Chew. I really hope you enjoyed it. Do stick around for like this sort of content. Subscribe, like, comment, all the things if you've not seen it.
I don't think I've got
Did you
enough.
subscribe?
Obviously, I'm subscribed. I don't think there's enough movement, so I'm gonna go in here.
Okay. You enter the room and you do not feel anything off or warranting any serious caution. You look around and you don't see any telltale traps. And as you approach closer to the desk, you do see that the book seems to be some kind of tome with arcane wording scripted up along the pages that you can't see.
So I check I can see if I can, like, obviously not read it, but see if I can tell what sort of thing it is.
Give me what you think is best. Arcana, investigation, straight up intelligence roll, whatever it feels best.
The wall +2. I'll do Arcana.
Wow, okay. You take a look at this book and you can tell that this is a very old tome. You do not know of what kind of tome, but it seems to be written in a language of olden times. And from your past experience, you can tell that it seems to be something of interest for wizards.
Okay. I'm not gonna touch it yet.
Yeah, wise decision in any kind of case.
Okay, my turn. So, Mike, the Oaken Bolter, we haven't seen either of them move yet, right? Move both in terms of like advancing, but also in terms of rotating. Can we tell that they're fixed, or is that just a guess?
You did not see either of these two move from the location that they're at, and the past one you were too hectic in a fight to notice anything about its movement. But as you've been crossing the location of this intersection, as you last passed it, you did notice that while it does have wheels, it seems to be set into the floor itself.
Okay. So how high would my confidence be that if one of us was able to get to the other side of it, that it would not be able to turn and fire at that person?
Very low, as it seems to take up most of the space.
Okay. And about how much clearance is there between the top of the ballista and the ceiling of the tunnel?
What did we say last time? It was like...
You said last time the ceiling was about a foot
here?
Above our heads, but I didn't know how tall the ballista is.
Then we'll say that there's about 3 feet of clearance.
Okay. All right. I think I should probably... I want to follow my team members because I don't know what they're doing up there. But I also am really tempted to try to jump over this thing. I'll follow him, though.
Wait, did I say 4 feet? 4 feet.
There's 4 feet of space?
Yes, 4 feet.
Okay, I'll just keep that in mind. Oh shit, which way did you guys go?
Again, like I said in the previous session, I love how you guys entered a labyrinth and split the party.
I mean, these corridors are pretty hard to not... Okay, I think I actually went way past my movement. That's my movement. They're pretty hard to not... Like, they're so short, and line of sight prevents us from knowing where each other went. So even if you get separated by just, like, one turn's movement, you can be around a corner and not be visible.
Oh, I wasn't complaining. I just found it hilarious.
Oh, hello.
I was right here. I heard you.
I
didn't say it.
Is Futon back there, or did he go a different way?
Nope, he went.
So he's probably ahead of me.
Yeah, I was going to say, either he went the way you went, or he managed to get past you without you seeing. So.
Okay, he's ahead of me then.
He's using the monkey ways.
Mm-hmm.
I guidance myself.
Oh, monkey. Got it. Okay. I was like, wait, has he been affiliated with monkeys so far? And then I was like, oh, there's no E. Okay, get it. Monkey. Monkeys, natural allies of the dwarves.
I want to see if they've caught up yet.
As you approach the wall, you can hear...
We're right around the corner.
Yeah, you can hear them talking between each other.
Okay. No, I'm going to wait in this doorway.
Okay. Hey, buddy. Oh, what the hell's going on in there?
Smoke.
Crazy.
You look in and you see the same description I gave to Futon.
Okay.
From your distance, you can't tell anything about the book or the glowing gem.
Okay. I have one more square of movement, so I'll just go here, so when Vrisdan, assuming he comes around the corner, he can get a look too. And that's my turn.
Shao.
What do you think?
No, in his
What's going
room.
on here, babies, darlings? What are we doing?
Is that Vrisdan's? That's not. I never imagined that was his personality, but I like it.
I think he could turn that on if he ever needed to.
What are we doing, darlings?
Are we all done in this room, Futon?
I think he was waiting for us.
In case something happens.
Right. Well, then I'll dash ahead, I
nothing.
suppose.
Did you look for traps? I'm asking Futon that question, sorry.
Oh, and there wasn't any?
No? Okay.
Well, if everyone did in the room, I'll carry on as well then.
Did you grab the crystal or book or whatever it was?
No, I wasn't touching that.
Oh, okay.
Got one of those on now.
I'm going and getting that book. So let's see. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. From this square, can I pick it up? Or is it the book or the crystal? That's the interesting thing. I think it's the book, right?
Both, I guess.
Both. Okay.
I mean, you can only see that the crystal seems to glow, and it seems to be more of a reflection from the candles that are affecting the crystal.
Okay, assuming that the crystal's not bolted down, I'm going to grab the book and the crystal.
Okay, you grab the crystal and nothing happens to you, and as you take a closer look, it looks like it's an amethyst.
Ooh, I already have 2 amethysts, so I'll add that to the pack.
And as you reached out to grab the book, you didn't try to inspect it, so nothing noteworthy happens to you, and you can't really tell what kind of book this is, but you now have a book.
Okay. Is there a title or anything? Nothing on the cover that I can read?
You close the book and you look at the title along the border of the spine, and you cannot read the writing.
Okay.
But when you add it to your inventory, mark it something like book, magical book, something like that.
Okay.
That way, whenever you guys decide to do something with it.
Am once again wondering how the fuck I add something to... I know how to get rid of it, right click on it, but if it's not already in the inventory, how do I add it? I swear there was a little pencil or a plus sign at the top right.
There was,
but it's not there.
Now you just right click it, and the bottom one is create item.
Oh, okay. Got it. How much does this book weigh, would you say?
Let's say 2.
It's a heavy-ass book. Okay.
Yeah, it's a book of interest to wizards, so it would have to be kind of hefty.
It seems like a tome.
Well...
Yeah, put something like... I mean, your character won't know, but put something like a wizardly book or something.
My character knew, so at some point I'll tell Goji when we
Weird.
see each other again.
I can neither I can enter an item, I can create an item, and I can say that it's in my backpack, but I can neither enter a name for the item, nor can I enter a weight for it.
Ah, okay. So since the last time, for some reason, the game has locked all your character sheets.
Yeah, that's what happened last time too. I'm like, what the fuck?
Which is stupid, because I unlocked it last time. You guys are now all unlocked.
Okay.
Yes. Things have changed.
That's what I was wondering. Why is this different? And what am I doing wrong? £2 for the strange magical book. Got it. Alright, it's in the inventory. Thank God. So I used 3.
I think, yeah, you did 3.
Okay. That is my turn.
Goji, did I hear which way you went?
I'm following you guys.
Oh, you're coming back? It's a dead end that way?
You took a look into the room when you were passing by, and you saw that there was no
Oh,
other
sorry, you're back.
passages.
I saw a flash of you when I walked by, so I thought you were ahead
Yeah,
of me.
that's another one of those faulty walls.
Okay, well, I guess I'm leading them. This seems like it might be a dead end, so I'll go that way. I will end there. I'll take the dodge action as well, just in case. On my toes,
Twinkle toes.
jumping like a boxer.
Vrisdan's the one who coined the term "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee."
It's true.
Okay. Let's
Ali
see.
just stole
here.
it from him.
All right. Futon, you enter the room and you see on your right there is its large sarcophagus. Again, an imitation of a minotaur figure carved into it. And you see that it is currently closed. But as you look around the room, you also notice that the wall to your left at the corner seems to be not quite fitting correctly. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I'll try and push on the wall.
Okay. You do so, and if you want, you can click on that section at the corner to the top. I believe it should do something for you. If you hover over it, there should be like a little door thing.
Yeah, I can't.
Sometimes those doors are like you have to be on one
Yeah.
specific pixel to get it.
Okay, I clicked it open.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I couldn't.
And you look inside and you see a tunnel that leads a little bit into the cavern wall, and it seems to end at a wall similar to the one that you just opened.
Okay. I think I've gone. I can move to the end.
Okay, and do you try to open this one too?
Yeah. I'll see if I can-
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do this one again, so.
You look inside, and from what you can see, there seems to be a the hell is that going? Okay, you seem to see a room that seems to be like kind of padded rooms or enclosed cells. You do see across the room that one is empty, but there's bones littered across the floor, and that there are doors, not fully enclosed, more like bars.
I'll use all my movements after I end it.
Okay, I'm gonna dash to catch up. Oh shit. I take it Futon went to the east where that sarcophagus is?
If are you talking to Vrisdan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vrisdan will tell you
I'm-
that he went the opposite
Okay.
way. Yeah.
And that's got to be a dead end to the left, right?
Yeah, it seems like.
I think that's my turn.
I have too many windows open.
Same.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my movement. And since it's been a little while, Tanom, can I make a perception check or something similar to see if I can tell, what is around us? Does it sound like any of these minotaurs are closer than the last couple of times we've kept an ear out for them.
Sure, give me a perception roll.
Sure thing. Gonna roll my d4 first so I can add the guidance. Then do I just click once? No, this is one of the double clicks. Well, there we go.
You've got
Guidance. Thank you.
It's so
18.
loud.
22, right?
No, 18. Sorry, that already added the +4.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you take a moment to stop and take a good listen, and you do hear that there seem to be heavier steps than the ones your companions and you make coming from behind you. If we're just going up, down, up.
Yeah.
Back the way you came.
Okay.
Okay. Well, since
But
Goji's right there. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. But with the 22, you can tell that it's still some distance away from you, not like right behind you.
Does it sound closer or further than before, or can I even tell that?
It seems to be further.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will tell Goji. I think we're gaining distance on whatever else is in here.
Okay.
Sorry, and that is the end of my turn. Turn off that guidance, turn off the armor class thing.
My mouse is picking up these doors.
I'm sorry, say that again?
My mouse is picking up these doors. So I don't know what's wrong with the other ones. Maybe it depends where you are.
Yeah, I can remember the first door we encountered worked just fine, and then one we encountered more recently, like, I would mouse over it, and then when I'd go to click it, it would disappear as soon as I was, like, clicking it. It's strange. They're touchy.
So, as you go across each of these little walls of wood, it seems like you can open them if you choose to.
Yeah. So,
there we go. Your character was in the way.
oh.
You look inside and you see more bones strewn across the rooms, and you do see that the one in the middle has a skeleton, and past its outstretched hand you see a small bag, and if you choose to take it up, you do find about 100 pieces of gold, but you find not else of worth amongst the remains.
Dude, you could pocket that gold and we'll never know you had it. Bonus.
One sec. Yep. Okay, I'll carry on. I want to investigate this thing.
You approach the cow-like head, the skull, and you do see that it has a glowing green crystal inserted in the middle of its skull. It looks to you like some kind of emerald.
Not sure if I want to risk this one either.
Hey, come on, nothing happened to me. I'm sure you'll be fine. It's not like the DM would deliberately set up a nothing so that the next one being a trap would be more tempting.
Certainly not. That sounds cruel.
I'm going to stick to not touching things and leave that. Someone else can play with that.
You're like the smartest flipping character ever.
Somehow he knows he's in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign.
Oh, there's a door there.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
You look in and it's more bones and a little piss pot.
Door there. Okay. Can I tell that's the door there?
Yes, that is a door.
Yeah, but can the character tell? Yeah, I can click on that as well, but couldn't with the first one. Okay,
It may have been because those other ones were like hidden walls. Maybe that's why you couldn't do it for some reason.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. There.
Okay. I'm just reasoning Goji's thinking out loud here. Since we know that there is a Minotaur demon somewhere in this labyrinth, and since we're probably making an educated guess that that Minotaur demon would be guarding the way out of here or to the surface, the fact that we're getting further away from the footsteps seems to indicate we're going in the wrong direction. So, having thought all that, and assuming that her companions are thinking the same way that she is, I better make sure I don't get
Well,
lost.
like I said, you're not in combat, so if you chose to, you can speak to Vrisdan.
Yeah, I'm just saying
He's
I
right
don't.
next
I
to
think Goji doesn't care. I think she's just got an idea in her head and she's going to act on it. She says to Vrisdan, "I'm going back," and then she dashes and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, and in case she didn't make it clear, she's going back to the ballista. She's going to, hang out there.
Goji, you do hear on the other side of the wall the large footsteps that you've been hearing throughout this labyrinth.
On the other side of the wall right here?
On
Like this
your
wall?
west side. Yes.
Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, you can thank your dashing.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was pursuing us.
Vrisdan thinking to 5 seconds ago when he said, "I think we gained some distance." Now thinking, well, distance ungained is going to make his way back.
I mean, if the party wants to explore the entire labyrinth, I'm happy to do that. I was just thinking we probably are trying to get through it.
Well, Futon found some interesting doors and went through them. He doesn't know that you're going back.
Oh no, that could be bad.
I'm loving this so far.
Great. Glad.
Sorry,
The plan worked, guys. The plan worked.
Yeah, Vrisdan's going to cast divine favor on himself.
Ooh.
His attacks now do 1d4 extra radiant damage.
Mm.
He's going to pull out the Mace of Disruption instead of the Warhammer. And he's going to start making his way south with another dash.
I love it. You remembered.
This is just a logistics question about the theology, I guess, of the game. If Vrisdan is using divine favor, is that Lolth's divine favor, or is it just a generic aspect of heavenly favor?
I would have to read it, but I believe it would be Lolth's.
Okay, because it's probably just the way the rules are written, and that's just what it is. But it seems odd to me that Lolth, the goddess of the Underdark and drow and spiders and all that, would have her divine favor give a radiant effect to the weapon you're using.
Well, it's not her actual divine favor. It's just a first level spell that any cleric can
okay.
do.
All right, so it's a
It's
cleric
not
thing.
Volk is like,
You don't
yes,
yeah.
kill.
You
I'm
don't have to be
gathering
a
the
cleric of
ambient
law.
divine energy.
Got it.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I understand now.
You do have to be a cleric of war, I think. I don't think we normally get this.
Ah,
But Vrisdan is that. He is a war cleric, so he's going all
Oh.
in.
yeah. Now that you're within
Okay.
line of sight, I'm going to whisper to you that I can hear the footsteps seemingly on the other side of the wall here to the west.
Yeah. I figured, he says.
Present in his head, it's like, it's not like I didn't tell you that it was to the opposite way we just
Mhm.
came from.
I'm gonna dash back, since that was a dead end.
Cool.
Okay, Goji is going to, in a soft voice, but not exactly whispering, ask Vrisdan if he can see Futon behind him or not.
Not right now.
Okay. She's then going to say, in a soft voice, assuming that this creature is coming our way, does it make sense to duck into this room and attack it as it goes past, rather than trying to encounter it in this corridor? Like then,
You know, Goji, today I really like your thinking.
I'm just thinking it'll be tough for us to take it on when we've only got one square of, lateral movement. But if we're in the room, we can get shots at it from, wherever.
We could do the room, or we could pull back to the most recent three-way intersection, which is just a little, like
Mhm.
one turn north of where we are.
Yeah. What do you think? What's your vote?
I like the three-way intersection. There's three of us and one of it. We can plant ourselves such that we can ambush it on all sides, whereas the room, it has to come in
Into the room.
face to face with us.
Yeah.
It's a little harder to get away if we
Okay.
have to.
All right. I'll just use my regular movement to move toward that three-way intersection. And that'll be my turn. Of course, with our luck, now the creature will just wander off in a different direction. We're going to be sitting here with our thumbs up our butts.
Vrisdan, you are currently looking straight southward, but you do see
Oh yeah, as
that
soon
the
as
creature...
Goji goes by, Vrisdan is faced in that direction, mace and shield up.
Yeah, you do see the creature up ahead of you. It looks tall like a minotaur, but bigger, and has a bluish hue to its skin. And it's currently not looking northward, shall we say. So it does not outright see you.
Okay. Where's the ping stuff? Oh, here we go. All right. As I move past Goji, I whisper, "It's closer. I could see it. You come over here.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for it to get past. I'll make sure Futon is up with me, and when its back is to you, you run out and start the ambush.
Got it. Okay.
Then I will dash 5, 10, 15. Futon is still up this direction, correct?
You believe so, yes.
Okay. Unless there's a big ass loop that deposits Futon somewhere other than here, so. How far can I say 30? Oh, there he is. Without any words, I will point at Futon if he can see me, if he sees me come around the corner there.
Let's just say that let's just say that Futon, where he stopped, was looking around the corner to check his corners and all that, and he sees you.
Okay.
Sure. I'm sure you hear
Okay.
me, like, do my... as I walk in, I'm wearing armor. I'm sure you hear me. So when I get your attention, I point in the direction I came, and I show that my mace and shield are ready, and hope that you get the picture. Yeah, this is where I'm going to end my turn.
Okay.
When you pass me
Oh, yeah,
by,
no.
I say, Goji is down south of where we are waiting for an ambush. You go down this hallway and then around the corner to the dead end here and wait for the ambush to start. It's one of
Okay.
those Minotaur demon things we were told about.
So, glass count. I'll dash. Get there.
Perfect.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I wave to Futon, and then I duck back into this corner. And get out the club. Switch from the... If I did switch to the crossbow, I'll switch to the club. And then I am going to try to stay as motionless as possible with my back pressed against the wall. And I am breathing as slowly and as shallowly as possible, so even my breath would draw attention. With that, my turn is over.
So, just so that I know, Vrisdan is planning to move back into the intersection, or is he staying there?
He's gonna probably wait until Goji starts attacking and then move in.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
let's
the
just-
spring of the trap.
Yes.
Okay. Let us just go on ahead and move the creature to here before anything else. Futon, give me a stealth roll.
That is a badass looking creature. Oh, and a guest appearance by Mike's keyboard at the very top. I'm glad that that's so consistent.
Yeah, I am nothing if not consistent.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Futon, in your attempt to make sure that this crap goes without any fault, you make sure to plaster yourself against the wall so that the creature would not see you when it comes in this direction.
Okay.
And well, if you choose to attack it now, I will say that it will be surprised, so you will have a round of no retaliation if you guys wanted to do so.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah, I think Goji's wishing it would take one more step northward to really...
It's up to you. If you wanted to move forward before you jump it,
yeah,
you can do
like
that.
if that would be... If it's out of its movement... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then
Okay.
on her turn, she's going to spring it.
Okay.
Although...
Go ahead and
Okay.
give me initiative rolls.
Roger.
Okay. Goji, you can go ahead and go first, and then we'll loop back around to Futon and Vrisdan before we end the surprise round.
Okay. All right. Then 1, 2. Okay. 2 attacks with the club. This first attack, I am going to use a superiority dice and try to make a tripping attack. See if I can't knock this thing on its ass. And we've been playing Pathfinder so much recently that I don't remember how the fuck I do anything. Hang on, give me a second. Okay. Actions. There it is. Got it. Okay. Okay. Attack. Oh, let me target. Hang on. Boy. So much I've forgotten about this. Okay. Here we go. Attack with the fulminating
Jeez,
club.
it's hurting my arm now.
Oh, shit. Well, I didn't use the superiority
Go
dice
ahead.
on that one.
Go ahead and do with advantage since you completely surprised this thing from behind.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Second advantage roll. Also a miss.
Nope, never mind.
Okay. Second attack then, which would also have advantage, right?
Yeah, let's go with that.
20.
That's a hit.
Okay. And then a superiority die and what the hell is it? Tripping attack. There we go. I think I'll still have to roll the extra d6, but yeah.
Okay, that's 13 damage. And what do I roll against the trip attack?
Oh, it's 14 damage actually. The trip attack is strength, I think. You have to beat a 14? Let me remind myself. Must make a strength saving throw. Yep. So if it fails 14, it's knocked down. Oh, damn.
Total 18.
Okay.
I can't do this anymore.
So I got the extra point of damage, but nothing else for my superiority dice. And then my turn is complete.
Okay. Futon, go ahead and take your turn.
I feel
Ducted.
Oh, yeah.
that's real.
Man, I almost thought it was a straight up 20.
And I'll get another attack.
It's just
Oh well.
said that.
One turn and Futon's already on his bullshit.
And then
Hey.
that's it.
We got to keep our character tropes.
That's
man.
right. Consistency. That's what the viewers want.
Okay. Same thing as everybody else. In, and I'm doing my 2 attacks. If I was on the right page to make an attack at least. Here we go. And if I remembered what button to click. Okay, that's 2 attacks. All in one. Do you want me to
You didn't
take
even,
both of those?
you didn't even
Mike,
need
or-
advantage.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
mean to do both, but I am going to do 2 attacks anyway.
No,
so
yeah.
up
Yeah,
to
you can go ahead and do those. Man, you guys are going to kill this thing before it even gets a turn.
Mm,
Let's see if it automatically adds my... Oop, and I need to add you too. That's boy. I did not mean to do 4
okay,
plus 8.
So, so is it
18 total.
11 and 7 or 11 and 10?
For what?
That plus that D4. What was that for?
That D4 is for the divine favor spell that I cast. So the thing does 1d6 damage plus my strength because it's a mace. And then it
Okay.
does an extra 2d6 radiant against a fiend or undead, which I assume this is because the guy told it was a demon. If not, then sorry, ignore that.
No. You're right. It's a demon.
Okay, my bad. I should have asked first. So both of those 2d6 rolls are for the 2 attacks I make. And then I get to add a d4 to both of those as well. So that
So
first roll is
20
just
total?
the radiant of the... Oh, I did it again. Oops.
So it's 8 plus
Before
7
I roll
plus
the
3
actual
plus 2.
damage of the weapon, it's 8 plus 3, and it's 7 plus 2.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what the other rolls are. I mean, it's all going in the same place anyways, but in case it has, like, resistance to
Oh, yeah.
something or other.
So 11 and 9.
Oh, shit, it does add the radiance for me. Okay. So that first roll is 15 damage, and the second roll is 16 damage.
31 total. Pretty nice.
Thank you.
Damn.
Now, when it goes below 25 health, it has to start making wisdom saving throws or be destroyed.
Oh.
Yep, that is true.
That's the end of my turn.
Did you say 25% health or 25?
25 hit points.
Okay, so no advantage this round, correct?
No advantage
Excuse me.
Okay.
for Goji.
25 hit points after I start hitting it, sorry. Just to clarify.
Okay. So when you hit it again, no wait, Futon, wait, Goji, wait. It
Yeah,
is
the
now
next time
Futon's
I
turn.
hit it, if it's
But,
below.
Okay.
Oh, I see. It's Futon's turn because we started out of order. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. You got the
Steam
first
my
strike
turn.
in.
Can you just delete that roll then so I don't even see it? No, you can't delete lines, can you? You have to do the whole thing. Never mind, forget it. I'll just ignore it.
Futon, your go.
Shit.
Man, good thing you guys decided to
Oh,
fucking jump this thing. You're
Mhm.
about to kill it without even fighting.
alright. Same as usual.
Yeah, it's old 1 out of 3 Futon.
Okay.
Hey, in baseball, that's a really good batting average.
True.
Damn.
First one does 15. And assuming it's still here, I'm going for another attack.
Yes.
Alright.
Mike's like, well, fuck, so much for this fight.
No, this
roll's
is great.
nice,
I
not a 20.
love that you guys did a whole strategy thing for this. It is now
Second is
on
17 damage.
17. Okay.
And that puts it under 25.
Yes. And
Okay, it
remind
has
me
to
what.
succeed a DC 15 wisdom saving throw. Holy shit, on a successful save, it becomes frightened. On an unsuccessful, well,
Wow.
damn, it's gone.
You, please
It just exploded? What
grace
happened?
us with the description of this.
We all come around the corner and just start, oh, okay, game's over. Welcome back.
Okay. Sorry. Please describe how utterly you guys wrecked this boss fight.
We all come around our various corners and immediately start swinging on this thing as much and as fast as we can. I think this is like, what, 20 attacks in 2 turns
Yeah.
we've done here?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're all just beating into this thing. And with this magical radiant mace that Vrisdan has, every one of those strikes leaves this little burn scar as if it was held over a fire before it struck this thing. And on the last one, it brings its demonic spirit low enough and close enough to hell that it cannot resist being on this plane anymore. And from the inside out, it burns away with this little glistening, yellow, bright, holy-looking light
Cool.
until it is evaporated
Wow.
out of reality.
Man, that was legend.
That was great. It leaves only the
Awesome
fresh
job,
scent
guys.
of pine.
We should only fight things in ambush from
No
now on.
kidding. That was
That was
awesome.
fantastic.
Man, I am so glad you guys went through all that effort.
Mhm.
That was awesome.
Well done, everyone. Well done.
Okay. You each get 600 XP.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay.
And you sift through its belongings and you find this large wooden club that it was using. Oh, okay, I see. This large wooden club that it was going to use And along its waist, you see a slim little belt, and along its length, you can see a small bag. And you open it up, and you find a total of 2,700 gold.
It's divisible by 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Put 900
Um,
extra gold in the
yeah.
inventory here.
And hidden amongst the pieces of gold, it seems like it had a little trophy of a ring.
Okay.
And whoever happened to touch that ring, you feel that there is some kind of tingling about it.
Ooh. Who is doing the scouring of the remains?
How much gold again?
900
Okay,
for
thanks.
each character if you guys are splitting it.
I'm just doing maths.
That was awesome. You guys totally wrecked it.
Okay, so could you remind me there's the belt, there's the club, and there's the ring?
Yes, and the gold.
Okay. Goji's going to check out the club, not because she's tempted to use it, she just wants to compare it to hers and feel superior about how great her weapon is.
Oh, you take a look at it and you see that it seems to be like this big broken off branch, a bit bigger than yours.
Dang.
But it does not have that same quality of art that you had inscribed upon yours. And while you do feel some kind of magical energy coursing through it, it's not as powerful.
Okay. Well, unless somebody
Anything
else
else you
wants
would
it.
have to do in Arcana.
Yeah,
check
I
on
don't
it.
think I'm even gonna bother because I suck at it. Unless anybody else wants it, she's gonna shove that in her pack.
Go for it.
Then go ahead and hold on. Let me look at something real quick. Go ahead and put down Great Club +1, or maybe maybe that'll help, and you just adding it in there.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
And like I said, whoever was going through the belongings of the gold, you do feel that the ring that you find seems to tingle.
I'll let somebody else take a look at the ring. I do want to check out that belt, though.
You take a look at the belt, and it seems to be just some normal corded belt that the thing was using to carry around its bag of gold and trophy.
Okay, just a regular old belt then.
Yeah, it's just a normal, barely put together corded rope that it's using as a belt.
Okay, I'll just drop it.
Futon's been against touching things in this place.
Yeah.
You touch up and down the Minotaur copycat thing called a Tanaruk, and you don't find anything else of note. It does seem to be much more muscular and built than a normal Minotaur if you just happened to have touched one previously somehow, somewhere.
Is its body still around?
I believe you said it evaporated, right? Then
Yeah.
I apologize. You sift around its discarded loincloth and you don't find anything.
Sorry. The mace said destroyed. I didn't know if that meant something specific or not.
No, I believe you did say it evaporated, right? Then
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Well, I only said that because the mace says destroyed. If destroyed is just another word for killed, then rule however you want, my friend.
No. I honestly I couldn't remember the description of it, so I didn't realize it said destroy. We'll go with it's gone to the ether, back to the abyss.
Goji picks up the ring, feels the tingle, and then looks at Vrisdan and goes to like flip it almost like a coin toward him, saying like, "Here, check this out." Flips it to him.
If Vrisdan wants to, you can give an Arcana roll for it.
Sure. Guidance. Vrisdan will take a minute and do a little prayer before he examines this thing. Oops, I meant to add 3 to that. 21.
Yeah, you use your guidance given by the wolf, and you find out that it is a ring of free action.
I have so many rings, I feel like I'm some sort of lord
Yeah.
of these rings.
Okay. It took you actually had to literally add of these rings for me to get it. I didn't get it. Okay.
I was wondering if anybody else would.
At the
Cool
end of his
ring.
prayer, Vrisdan opens his eyes and says, "It is a ring of free action. If you wear it, no means on earth can stop you from moving as you want." And then he gestures towards the two of y'all with the ring, if either of you want it.
I'm just looking through. I don't think I wear any rings.
I think I have abilities as well, so I don't think I need it.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
I'll take it.
All yours.
Cool. Ring of free action. Gotta remember that I got that. Cool.
I mentioned to Goji there while we're here that I found a another crystal thing back where I was.
Did you grab
If
it?
you wanted to have a look, if she wanted to have a look at it.
Ah.
No, I'm not touching things.
Is it back where I can see the sarcophagus over here to the southeast?
Yeah, that's a shortcut. Because it's loot's back.
Okay. I mean, now that we've got this creature dead, I'm kind of fine with making our way to what we think. Well, I guess we don't know where the exit is, do we?
This way it seemed to be back where we started, so I guess past the
Yeah. Past the
Think-
ballista seems like the only way.
To the
if you
ballista
want to
then,
all
huh?
the North Futon.
Okay. All right. My vote's we head back for the ballista.
Okay.
Okay.
Goji
let's-
spits on the ground where the last remaining remnants of this creature are and turns around and walks away.
Well,
And when it's our
let's-
turn, of course.
let's
Futon
just
does
say
a couple
that
splashes of holy water.
Mm.
Futon does that. No,
Oh.
Vrisdan. Did I say Futon?
Yeah, you
Is
did.
my brain melting right now?
man, are you using command spells on your
Vrisdan,
companion?
Vrisdan hands the holy water to Futon. Like, you know what to do, right? Monks, priests, clerics, kind of all
Yeah.
the same thing.
You guys all go to the same school.
We were in seminary together. That's why we were in this adventuring trip.
And those prayer meetings are off the wall.
Uh,
Oh, okay. So I will say you guys beat the boss of the labyrinth, so there's no more real need for you to do turn-based.
okay.
So I will go ahead and move you guys to the corridor right before the.
Whoops. Didn't mean to do
Or
that.
are you
Sorry.
going? Okay, you guys are going to the machine, right?
Yeah. I'm not.
Mhm.
I'm not tempted by the emerald. Bloop.
Okay, and position yourselves however you want to do whatever you guys are gonna do.
Okay. I've got an idea. It's so crazy it might work.
Okay. I've got an idea for one that doesn't work.
Okay. I am.
That was incredibly dismissive of me, Goji. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
You've been
Because
both thoughtful and powerful this whole excursion.
I would hope more than anything that the other members of my party know enough by now to have a backup plan in mind in case my first plan doesn't work. That is absolutely a wise thing in her mind. Okay, so assuming that since we're not doing turn-based, I can just be the first to act.
Sure.
Okay.
Just be aware that in the past, the thing attacked as soon as you made movement across the
Oh yeah. Yeah.
field of view.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to test just how sensitive this thing's detection abilities are. Goji is going to she's going to faint like she's going to run out of the corridor. And just stick her nose in, like a good foot and a half, and then back up into the corridor that
How
she's
large
in right
is
now.
your nose, man?
Well, by nose I mean the front part of my body.
You're gonna pump fake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Living
you,
ballista.
Yeah, I'm trying to juke this thing.
so you are going to briefly be in that
I
location
will
then.
very briefly, like Indiana Jones sticking his hand in front of the light beam in that cave just to see what the dart, shoot across, that kind of thing.
Okay. All right. I will say that if you're going to put like a foot of your own body into there, I
Mhm.
will do an attack, but
Okay.
with disadvantage.
Okay.
And you put your foot, your long ass nose into the corridor, and somehow you manage to pull away back into your own corridor to dodge the ballistic prop that barely misses grazing you.
Okay. Skillfully done, Goji. Well done. All right, now I'm going to attempt an athletic. Yes.
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was pretty good.
That feint was worth it. I'm going to attempt a skillful athletic leap over this ballista. I'm trying to leap to here.
Aha, yeah.
Over it. So, and I don't particularly care how I mean, if I can do a tuck and roll and land on my feet, awesome. But I'm just trying to get over it, past it into the corridor beyond.
Yeah. Give me an athletics roll.
Oh boy, I've been waiting for this. Oh wait, I have it in my.
This is what you're made to do, Goji.
That's right. Athletics. I'm sorry. Yeah, here we go. Got it. Fuck!
So, you I'm not even.
I don't have
jumped.
inspiration, do I?
You went out into the. No, you do not.
Damn it.
You went out into the corridor, and as you turn your body upon your heel, your foot gives out completely as you attempt to jump, and you just you're prone in front of the machine now.
Damn it. Oh, you guys have no idea how long I've wanted to do something awesome with my super high athletics roll, and I just blew out my fucking Achilles. God damn it. All right, well, I'm prone on the floor here, so you guys can try to do whatever you want to do.
Oh, I will say, you're not in outright combat right now, but
Okay.
it is turn-based now.
Got it.
So, let's just go with Futons next.
Okay.
God damn.
We should probably go get her.
I see what she did, and I'll try and do the same. See if I can...
It works so well for me.
I love how he just goes in. Oh, watch this shit. Not
Yeah.
even bothering to help her. He just tries to outdo her.
Hey,
instead.
it's only so long before this thing reloads. You got to take advantage.
Go ahead and
What
give
was
me an
it?
athletics. That
Bit better.
well,
Oh no, same.
you make the
But not
exact
one.
same. You make the exact same copy. However, you do not fall prone. Instead, you bounce off the machine, and now you're standing over Goji.
Uh-oh. This is getting bad.
And I will say it is now Vrisdan's turn.
By all things, 8-legged guys. Come on. Vrisdan is
Oh,
just
that's
gonna
it.
walk over and grab the two of these fucking nincompoops by the collar and drag them over,
I will allow that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
timing the footsteps with the clicking of the gears as this thing reloads. So he just gets out of this thing's view with these two
Ugh.
as it is fully ready to shoot again.
Okay, yeah. I will say that the full turn has gone by. The thing has reloaded, and you guys are out of the immediate firing line, and it is Futon's turn once again.
I am so upset.
I thought it was very impressive, Goji. No, really.
I
Well
thought
done.
it went well.
I've never seen such an accurate fish impression.
Yeah. I should be playing on a soccer pitch. That's how convincing that flop was.
Well,
I'm gonna do the same as Goji.
I think.
Wait.
Yeah.
You do realize it hasn't it's reloaded, right? Before
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
do it?
saying.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Oh, the same feint.
I'm not
Okay. Yeah, the
jumping
feint went
over it.
well.
Yeah.
We can feint the shit out of this thing.
All right.
We just can't jump to save our goddamn lives.
So, just so that I know, are you fainting first, or are
Yes.
you gonna do
I'm
something?
not going
okay.
up to it yet first.
All right. That's so you are doing the same thing Goji did.
Mhm.
Yes.
Disadvantage roll against you then.
you two know I can make like an imaginary person walk out there, yeah?
No, I didn't know that.
To be fair, last time when you fought, you used the sword to get a free attack off of it.
Oh yeah, the spiritual weapon. Yeah, okay. I forgot about that.
I can do that, but that's not even what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that is true. It misses your much smaller nose as well. Futon.
Hey.
I want to see if I can try and do that again. This time.
Go on ahead, give me the roll.
If this is the rest of the session, us repeatedly attempting athletics jumps across this thing.
Woo!
Oh,
Vrisdan
there
is
you go.
dragging you guys back and forth away from it.
A 19, I will say that you leap and you put your hand right on the very, let's say, nose of the ballista machine, and you pirouette around up above it and toss yourself on the other side
Wow.
and land safely.
That's some monk shit right there.
And I believe you still have some movement left.
Yeah, but everyone else might not be able to come over it.
Okay.
I'll move out the way. But
We're about to find out if that thing can rotate.
yeah. Yeah, I'll move out the way and then there's that.
All right, Goji, are you going to do it again?
No, I think my ankle hurts really bad after that face plant I did.
It looked very impressive up until that moment.
Yeah, I don't trust myself to have the strength to get over that thing right now. I think I need I'm going to say character-wise, I probably need a short rest or something before I could attempt something so awesome again.
Very well. Not yelling, but speaking loud enough that Futon can hear me around the corner. Futon, you okay over there?
Yeah.
I'll say that Futon can hear you. Yes.
How patient are you feeling?
As long as it doesn't turn around, I'm all good.
Are you sure that it can't? Are we very
We'll have to
confident
see.
in that? Well, okay.
Futon, give me an investigation roll or something that you feel that would be better.
Have we
honestly-
tested these things for swivel yet?
Yeah, probably.
The future has fucking wheels, guys.
I will say you have not.
That's why I asked earlier. I'm like, do we know? Can it?
Futon, you see that it is in fact stuck at its location, even though it's wheeled. But you do see above the wheeled part of its mechanisms, it seems to have some kind of rotary movement.
It's got a swivel.
Okay.
This could work. Well, okay, I guess I can't talk because we're technically... Wait, no, we're not in combat yet? We're just turn-based.
I mean, yeah, it's turn-based.
Okay. I think Goji would say if it can swivel, that could work because one of us can be its target for a turn. Another one of us can come up from the side, hit it, retreat down the hallway, or then wait for it. I don't know how. I guess the timing wouldn't work. It wouldn't pivot necessarily. Somebody would just get shot at.
Yeah. Well, if it can turn, and it can turn to Futon, one of us two could go and grab it and roll it, and that's what I'm going to ask Futon. With your 20 investigation, Tanom said it has wheels. Does it have wheels? Can it roll? Can it not roll because it's damaged, or not roll because it's locked in place? Could we grab it like a shopping cart?
Futon, your investigation shows that the wheels are kind of like indented into the floor itself.
Okay.
Oh, damn, because we could do the rest of the campaign riding this thing around. That'd be fun.
Oh, that'd be sick.
It prevents the
pet
machine from moving away from its location, but it does not prevent it from turning upon its axle.
Goji, I think, just wants to go through it. She's just going to start smashing it the next time she gets a turn.
Yeah.
She's so
or
angry
you can
that
wait an hour.
She fucked that
another
up.
jump.
I mean, that was a self-imposed rule, I guess, but yeah, she's so angry with herself. She just wants to crush it.
If we're just gonna destroy it, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I am just as impressed with what happened as with the Tenaruk. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're seeing the highs and lows our group is capable of.
Well, me being on this side means two of us can attack it within range.
Yep, that's true. And if somebody takes a lot of damage, they can duck down a hallway, and then it'll pivot to the other person, and then I think we can take it.
I've got a spell that'll let me do damage to it without ever getting in range of it.
Oh, well then, yeah. Your weapon?
No, Spirit Guardians is a level higher, and it doesn't require me to attack. It's just a Wisdom save for 10 minutes, which turns out to be like 600 turns, 100 turns? Yeah, 100 turns.
Okay.
And it still takes damage even if it succeeds. So if we're just patient, I could just cast that. But that'll be my last third level for the day.
Well, if we're confident that the Tenaruk was the only other bad guy down here, I think that's worth it. We could just take a rest when we get to the end of the labyrinth.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I didn't use a third level spell against that thing, so...
Yeah.
If there's one other, we could just simply do the exact same thing.
Cool by me.
Alright, well, Tano, Vrisdan's gonna move to hug this wall an inch as far as he can go without going around it. And then he's going to cast Spirit Guardians and see if this thing is in range and begins taking any damage. Would you like me to read the spell?
Yes, please.
Okay. You call forth spirits to protect you. They flit around you to a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If you are good or neutral, their spectral form appears angelic or fey, your choice. If you are evil, they appear fiendish. When you cast the spell, you can designate any number of creatures you can see, so back up, Futon, to be affected by it. An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d6 radiant damage if you are good or neutral, or 3d8 radiant damage, or 3d8 radiant damage, 3d8 necrotic damage if you are evil. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage. And it is a concentration spell that lasts up to 10 minutes. So if I could sit here for the full 10 minutes, that is, even if I roll minimum and it makes every save, still like 100 damage this thing's going to take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When I play Baldur's Gate 3, this is my favorite thing to do with Shadowheart. It's always awesome.
It's a good spell.
And remind me, does it stay active at that location without you being able to see afterwards, or no?
Its range is self, so it's on me. They flit around me to a distance of 15 feet.
Okay. And let's say if you backed up back into the corridor with Goji, what would happen then?
It would stay with me and just be 15 feet in any given direction. 15-foot radius is
Uh,
the range on it.
Including through walls?
and yeah, what about through walls?
Well, I assume it's around a corner. It would work, but if up to you
Okay.
if it would not.
Okay, I would say around the corner.
15 feet, that's crazy. Okay.
All right, like, let's say we went ahead and did this. How likely is it that, let's say, Vrisdan got hit by splash damage of an explosive bolt that he would continue to try?
I'm not sure I follow. At what point would
Uh,
Vrisdan go, this is too much danger, and stop
I
doing
think
this?
Yes.
it's gonna fire a
A
bolt at the
single
wall.
explosion.
Okay, let's do this then. You will go ahead and do your effect, and let's go ahead and do a couple of wisdom tests.
Sure. I don't remember what my DC is. 14. It has to be.
That's one pass. Okay. And let's just say, wow. Let's just say you can do one roll of the damage, and we'll do that for each one. Okay.
Phew, shit.
All right. After that much damage, it will turn in the direction that the magic is coming from, and it will fire its explosive round. Give me a... Oh, wait. I can just target you.
Which wall is it firing at?
The one northward.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You.
You take 23 fire damage.
So just so I'm imagining this
Spell slot.
correctly, it fired a bolt like, say, here, where I'm pinging,
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
and the explosion radius hit Vrisdan. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay, what was the constitution roll for?
The concentration of the spell.
Ah, okay. So you took an explosion in the face for your efforts. Do you continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It survived concentration, yeah.
Total damage so far is 31.
$31 damage that
Fail.
it has taken?
Yeah, because it succeeded on 2 of those that you rolled.
Mhm.
That's a fail. That's another fail. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me 3 things of damage. Okay.
It still takes half damage on a pass, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
You're good. Take your time.
I'm just imagining what Futon's doing on the other side of this creature. He's just watching it fire blindly at a wall and then take massive amounts of damage.
Okay, so that would be 4 turns, right? After the explosion?
Yeah. That's how many saves it made.
Okay, go ahead and give me damage.
You want another roll?
Yes, please.
I was missing one. So 19 total.
Okay. Okay, after 5 turns, it fires another explosive bolt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, right. I forgot to save. Yeah.
And you take half of the. You take. Let's just round it down. You take 10 fire damage.
All right. Spell is still here. I'm still going.
Alrighty. Let's just say you kill it in the interim.
Cool.
Phew. Nicely done.
Nice. Very nice.
Vrisdan is pretty banged up, though.
I will leave it up to you guys. Does Vrisdan get all the XP, or do you all three
I think he should get all the XP. That's fair. Although I do think Futon deserves something for actually pulling off the jump.
True. Let's go. Vrisdan, you get 1200 XP, and Futon gets 600.
Yeah, sounds good. Goji gets wounded pride. Lasts until the next long
okay.
rest.
So you guys managed to clear away this obstruction, and amongst its wreckage, I believe it's just magical damage. So you look at it and you find mechanical parts and such, but you also find multiple normal ballistas, but amongst them you also find explosive bolts.
Mm. That would work
find-
for a crossbow, for example?
A large crossbow.
Oh, okay. What kind of crossbow?
Or a heavy crossbow, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Mine's a heavy crossbow. Okay.
Yeah. Let me.
Do you guys have
Since it's
crossbows? I don't
time
even
for
know
a
what you guys
break.
have.
I
I have a
don't.
hand crossbow.
Since it's time for break,
Mm-hmm.
let's just say that you find 13 explosive bolts.
Mm.
I will make the item description during our break,
Okay.
and you do not find any gold amongst the wreckage.
Okay.
So you guys have defeated your second machine of ballistas, and I feel you guys can move freely now if you chose to. As you enter
We did
this
it!
large anteroom, you see that it is in fact different from where you first entered the labyrinth, and seems to open out into a larger section of the Underdark, more than likely leading to an exit.
Oh. I'm gonna check out these cool side chambers and check out these columns. Yes.
Yeah, the columns are the dopest that your character has ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Okay.
Do I need to stop?
Yeah. Futon, as you look inside the room you're in, you see more sarcophagus similar to the one you found previously that had a hidden room passage. And past the room, you also see a collection of it seems to be tattered scrolls amongst the desks. Goji, you see a more broken down room containing boxes and a couple of sarcophagus.
The boxes are like wooden crates, or
Yeah, they're wooden crates.
okay.
I'm gonna
Oh,
open one of the scrolls.
You open one of the scrolls and you try to decipher what it says, but the writing upon it is so worn down through the ages that you cannot decipher what's held.
Okay.
And as you look throughout the rest of the room, you do not see that any better condition. But can you go ahead and give me a perception roll?
Mm-hmm.
You look around further and you see nothing else of note within the room.
Okay. Is that chest?
Let me look. Yeah. You take a look behind the sarcophagus and you see a small little chest hidden behind it.
See if it's locked.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you jangle with the opening mechanism and you find that it is locked.
Okay.
No worries, Max.
I'm gonna use a crowbar
oh,
in my backpack.
yeah. Smash it open.
More like
Oh,
try and,
that's Vrisdan.
put it in the crack and push it open, not exactly smash it open. Just to break the lock, really.
Describe to me what you're doing.
But just sticking it in, there's be like a little opening where it opens. So like, put the crowbar in, try and force it to open, and the lock will snap.
Okay, give me a strength roll with advantage.
At least we're getting all the ones out of our system.
Oh, nice, Max. Yeah, you pull the locking mechanism away from the chest and manage to open the chest. And within it, you find a couple of bags filled with gold, but not too much. You find about 250 gold worth.
Goji saw all the work Futon went into it and
Okay.
put into it and says, hey, you should keep that for yourself.
Thank you.
Assuming Vrisdan's cool with it. He has no idea. Don't tell him and he'll be fine.
He's not even here.
But Vrisdan is busy working for the benefit of the whole party.
Mm-hmm.
True. That's what I do.
He's figuring shit out.
Okay, so I assume that you guys are good to leave, right?
Yeah, just taking another last look at the whole map, at least as much of it as we discovered.
Then I will go ahead and give you the rest of the map.
Whoa! Damn, it's huge. Oh, look at all that cool treasure we could have found, possibly, maybe. You can just imagine what would have been out there.
Was that gem actually cursed?
No.
Going back. Oh, I see now the secret passage that you found. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Looks like there's a few of them.
Mm-hmm. And my little crossbow bolt will forever remain out there, pointing the direction.
That's okay, you got better bolts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I got let's kill everybody we know bolts now.
Alrighty. You guys did really well.
Thank you.
I really am glad that we all enjoyed this little section.
Mm-hmm.
And upon entering the final leg of your journey to escape the Underdark, you all feel this energy surface from within you, and you all gain 3,000 XP.
Cool.
Which I believe means you all level up.
Yes.
Yes, it does, with room to spare. Wow. All right, gang, let's level up. It's a party. Level 6.
Oh, I can heal.
Interesting.
My unarmed attacks count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks. I don't think I've encountered that issue.
No, I don't believe you've faced a monster like that.
No.
Maybe
Was it really?
maybe that demon jellyfish thing. I'm not sure. I would have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, I can heal and then I can fight against resistance. Yeah, not much that level.
I mean, that magical fist is pretty fucking amazing.
If we encounter something that is a weakness to.
Okay, I have completely leveled up. For anybody who's curious, my options, I took increasing one ability by 2 points. I increased my constitution by 2. My modifier has gone from +1 to +2.
Nice.
Also, Mike, I may need you to affect my hit points such that I'm at the max. I'm at 63 right now, which I'm imagining.
What was it
Oh,
before
yes.
you
It
leveled
was
up?
55, so I got 8.
What's the
I don't
base amount
remember.
that your class gives, so that I know?
Where would I find that out to tell you?
I see.
Online.
It's a 10. It's a 10.
Okay.
Plus your constitution. plus 2, 12. So what was your
It
HP
was
again?
55, so 12 would put it at 67. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
And Futon, how are you doing?
I'm checking on how much I had before. I'll take away what it says. Okay, I'll be taking away 5. So I was at 65. The max is 8.
You were at 65? I see 60 now.
Sorry, I mean 55, sorry.
Oh, okay. So 8 plus your constitution, you get 11.
Okay.
Okay, and you're good, right, Vrisdan?
Oh yeah, I should be fine.
Alrighty. So you all exit into another tunnel that leads through the Underdark, and as you travel, uh, you see that the tunnel around you shares the same brown hue that you experienced in the labyrinth, shifting away from the normal grayish, more dark stone that you've been experiencing throughout the rest of the Underdark, giving you hope that you're possibly heading towards the surface. And you travel through the tunnel. Sometimes it branches off, but you stick to the main large one uh, that you're traveling on. And you travel for about a day. And after you take a rest, you gather yourselves and proceed onwards, hoping that you meet the city of Gauntlgrim. But before you reach that point, you in fact come across a crossroad of more significance than those side tunnels that you were passing. And at this intersection, you find a figure waiting for you, it seems. You see a figure of a drow male leaning against one of the corners. And as you approach them, you do see that they are garbed in a familiar black and gold trimmed leather outfit, wearing a very distinctive hat. And as you approach, they lift up their gaze to look at you. And with no evident surprise, Jarley greets you.
So, just to refresh my memory, the last time we saw him was in the Underdark Marketplace, right? Where he took us
Yes.
to the tavern and told us the story with House Freybranch and all that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We haven't encountered him since then. Is that right?
No, you have not.
Okay. Well, then Goji is going to approach and very excitedly tell him that we killed Affin.
Ah, my friends, yes. Congratulations. In fact, I was hoping that that's what you were going to tell me. It seems like the word that was brought to me was in fact true, and you managed to slay that very miserable Fabronk.
Yeah. She burned herself to death, but because of us, basically. So we're claiming credit.
Of course, all credit would undoubtedly go to you. I mean, who else would have the goal and outright gumption to take down a mighty pillar of the House of Fabronk? And as he says this, you do not see any kind of joking attitude from him, more as a knowledge that there would be no other situation or result.
Okay. Let me think. I'm trying to think of what what we know that he knows. I can't remember the details of the conversation we had last time. Oh, I think Goji is probably going to, absent-mindedly kind of notice that itchiness or that small pain around her neck, and baring her collar and showing him her neck. She's going to say, "Do you know anything about this?"
Okay. When you think about the curse that's been afflicted to you, it brings to mind that you still can feel the location of Vrisdan even when you're not looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
And you mention it to the Jarley, and he says, "Oh, that is unfortunate. I had hoped that we had aided you in escaping such a fate when you escaped the arena."
Oh no. What is it? What happened?
Well, all I can say is that it's some kind of curse that has been originating from the House of Freybranch. We don't know the exact details, but we do know that anybody who seems to be marked such as you has been hunted down and used in some kind of sacrificial method. Possibly that that marking itself is magically imbued for the sacrifice.
No. No.
In fact, that was the whole point of our attack, shall we say, on the arena, to disrupt such a offering to whatever the House Freybranch was aligned to.
Has he revealed to us before that he's responsible for the worm attack?
He hinted at it, yes.
Okay. So we wouldn't be surprised when he confesses to it now. Okay. What? Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
But it seems that rather than you being cursed by standing within the prepared ground of the arena, you are now specifically marked, much as the same as others who have experienced this. In fact, I do have among my band of friends one who has been marked as well, who we managed to keep alive so far.
But he or she still has the mark?
Yes, we are currently using his unique connection to find others.
I see. So it seems like it's a universal experience for those who have been marked, that they can detect each other.
Yes, that's just the description he gave to me.
Okay.
That he can somehow feel the presence of somebody who he glimpses. That seems to be marked the same as him.
Interesting.
But as
go ahead.
time went on throughout the Underdark, we have found that people so marked have been met by grisly fates, all seeming to be in connection with demonic magic.
Gross. Okay. Grisly fates are the kinds I try to avoid if it's possible. We encountered, when we got these marks, by the way, it's just two of us. Futon doesn't seem to have it. I'm not sure if that's something that is familiar to your experience, but when we got these marks, we were looking at a wall in Affin's lair, and it was marked with these runes, and then I don't know who it is that has the copy of the runes that we saw on the wall, but I would like them to be shown to Jarley here to see if he can tell us what they mean, or what language they are, at least.
Okay. As you mentioned about the fact that not all of you have been marked, he looks to Futon as he grabs the parchment that you are offering him. He says, "Count yourself lucky, my friend. Not all who are marked such by whatever being is aligned with the House Freybranch is lucky to evade such a fate." And he looks down on the parchment, and he takes a moment to study it, but shakes his head and states that unfortunately my my studies in demonic runes are lacking for this. I can only make off certain parts of the passage, and my own expert is currently away towards Mizambara-san. But from what I can see on here, I can only catch a few words. Something about bones and a lady.
So, speaking of bones, while we were looking at this wall after we killed Affin, a portal, a window-type portal, seemed to open that allowed us to see through, but not to pass through. And when we could see through, we saw a wall of bones and a hooded figure, and that's when we got this curse. Do you know anything about that?
As you say that, he looks back upon the parchment and nods his head. These runes may be in connection to this portal you were speaking of. Possibly some kind of portal that opens up somewhere in the abyss.
Ooh. Oh, that's not good. Okay.
As for the figure that you saw, was it a draped figure in a cloak? Possibly riding some kind of horse?
Yeah. We couldn't see their face, but yes, you're describing them exactly as we saw them.
Yes, that is similar to the descriptions of my companion who has been marked, and similar to others who have been marked and slain.
But you don't know anything about who this figure is.
No, we are trying to find out information, but House Raybrock has managed to keep such allies of theirs secret. Nor do my expert in demonology has any actual experience with such a demon. For at the moment, that is what we assume it is.
Okay. I'm just making a mental note out loud because if I forget about it, I'd like somebody to remind me. After I ask this next question, I want to remember to also ask him about the magic handkerchief type cloth that we got from Affin's ashes. But before we get to that, I want to ask. In laying out what I wanted to remember for later, I forgot the thing that I was going to ask that I wanted to make sure I remembered something else for later. Fuck. It was about the figure and the... hang on. Do we know why House Fabronk is tied to the demons and demonology in the first place? Like, what's the connection? That's what Goji wants to ask, if he knows.
Okay. Let me think about it for a second. Yeah, that's a good question, my friend. You see, that is exactly the question we've been seeking. And it seems like it has some kind of connection to some demon prince. Not some kind of demon god, not in connection to Loth. Because for some reason there's a demon incursion upon the Underdark.
Yeah.
And the House of Freybranch has been subvert, but not as well as they hope to be in these sacrifices for whoever they're working with.
Is it your impression that Fabronk is working with the demons to some other purpose, or is Fabronk controlling the demons for their own purpose?
He takes a moment to think about it. Okay, Max. And as he thinks about it, he says, in my personal opinion, they think they are in control, as most of my kind tend to think. However, when you deal with demon gods, you're never really in full control.
Only a fool would believe that they had control over a demon. That's not something Goji would say in character. I don't think she'd ever voice that. But okay, so I want to. I'm going to take the magic handkerchief, for lack of a better word, out of my pack, show it to Jarley, and tell him that we pulled it from Affin's ashes, but we don't know what it is.
Okay. He takes the little kerchief thing and he plays with it for a few seconds to see if he can garner anything from it. And he shakes his head and then turns his head to his left into one of the main large tunnels of the intersection. And for the first time, you notice that there's actually other people within the tunnel hidden from your view.
Oh.
And from the darkness, you do know from looking that there are multiple people. But amongst them, one steps forward, another drowling. Welcome back. Another drowling, female. And as she approaches, you begin to recognize her. And from her features, you recognize her to be the 9-figure.
I was going to ask, does she only have 9 fingers? Oh my gosh. What a twist.
And as she approaches, he gives her the cloth, and as she examines it, he turns to you. This darling here is the means through how I knew you would be here so soon. As you can tell, this is more than likely the person that you both spared and were aided by.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, due to her double failure, she is no longer of the House Faybronk, and more than likely within time will be marked for death.
By Faybronk?
And he nods.
Okay, I was gonna be. You're not gonna just like turn around and kill her, are you? Okay, got it. Marked for death by me.
I am never one to let go any talent or good product.
Okay, all right.
I've taken her into my company.
Yeah, you drow can be a little weird sometimes. I just wasn't sure. Okay, thanks.
And he nods again at your comment of us being weird.
No offense, Vrisdan.
As you were conversing, she stops making her examinations and looks to Jarley, and he turns to her and asks, "Well, one second."
I think we're about to get a name.
Well, my dear Vixai, what is it? And as he says this, you realize that he quite purposely avoids stating her last name.
Oh.
Or her house, as she once was part of. And after being queried, she responds that this is more than likely the item that the Lady Affin used to carry her items that she wished to be hidden from the world. And as she states this and hands it back to Jarley, who hands it back to you, stating that more than likely this is some kind of dimensional pocket item, it is revealed to you that the item you've been carrying this whole time is...
Portable hole. Hell yeah. A circular sheet 6 feet in diameter. Holy moly.
And once you find out what it truthfully is, you do find that some innate knowledge is sprung upon your mind, and you know how to work this to open it up to those dimensions and gain access to its uh, means of carrying items.
Oh, we could put creatures into it. Fun. Fun. Sorry, I'm just reading the description here. Oh, okay. Can't put it inside a bag of holding. That'd be like the wishing for a million wishes thing.
Yeah, that's a normal thing with dimensional pocket items.
Okay. Well, Goji's making a mental note. The next time we have some rest time, she's going to open that shit up and see if Affin stashed any cool stuff inside of it. The only other thing that Goji wants to ask about, and of course anybody else can interject anytime, is she wants to mention to Jarley that... Oh, first she wants to say to Vixai that it's nice to finally be able to place a name with the face, and hope you like having 9 fingers, because you're stuck with them. Sorry about that. And then...
Not necessarily stuck with them. We've very literally proven that.
Yeah, but it can only go. It can only go down. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
we can't give it back. Fair point. Well done, Vrisdan. You're always right there when we need pertinent information. The other thing I wanted to mention to Jarley is that unless Vrisdan was going to bring it up himself, is that Vrisdan's Amulet of Lolth's Grip managed to convince multiple underlings of Febronk Drow to abandon them and ally with us, and see if Jarley knows anything about that.
Are you talking about the kitten?
Yeah, the spider-type monsters that stopped working for Febronk and started working for us.
Jarley looks to Vrisdan and gives a nod of respect. Well met, Priest of Wolf. It is good to see that the lady is not as silent as many of us believe to be.
This would be an out-of-character question, but... Oh shit, I just forgot what it was too. God damn, my brain today. I don't know, maybe I'll think of it.
Let's just say that Goji is so swept up with her flame for this guy then.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got it bad. I forgot about that. Crap. No, I can't remember. Well, I guess that's everything I wanted to ask him about. Unless somebody else wants to ask him something, Goji's going to mention that we're headed for the surface. Does he know which direction that is?
As you ask this, he says, of course. I see your journey is still ongoing to the surface. Of course. You will find it just past me. This tunnel leads straight to Gauntled. An old haunt of mine, and one just as filled with history that I have with it that still is ongoing now.
You know people there?
Oh, you can say that I've helped and been a detriment to the city.
Anyone there we should look up?
Well, I would suggest that you seek out the help of your dwarven friend's family. And as he says this, he gives this smirk of knowing.
Okay.
But other than that, I would not recommend seeking out the servants of House Febronk. I think it likely that they are there as well.
I see. Do you have any intel about who among them would be there? Anybody that we know, I guess, that's the question.
He taps a finger to his chin and he looks to Vixai, and she states, "There is only the bitter there at the moment, as far as I'm aware."
The bitter? For real? That asshole? Oh man, okay. Not it's a random chance, but since he's the most knowledgeable person that we've encountered since we found it, she's going to ask him about the strange magical book that she found, that actually Futon found in the labyrinth. See if he knows anything about that.
Sure. He takes a look at it and he looks at it and determines that it seems to be a grimoire that wizards use, and he manages to give you an estimate of what it would be sold for, and you can write down that it would be worth about 2,500 gold.
I will make note of that when I sell it. Okay. Anything else we want to ask this guy? I think it seems appropriate that we're gonna get. I think for Goji's thinking, she just wants to get above ground and feel the sunshine on her face again because it's been weeks, maybe even months. But it sounds like he's at least informing us of a few things that'll be going on in the nearest city when we get above ground. I guess I'm backing up. This is not even an out of character conversation. This is more like a campaign logistics conversation. I don't want to make it harder for Mike to keep the party on the path for the campaign if we're like, I just don't want to be like fucking around. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'm trying to think of what, like, we're gonna get above ground, we're gonna go to the nearest city, have a nice hot fresh meal, drink some ale, get a good couple nights sleep, get the kinks out of our neck on a nice feather bed, and then what, look up the bitter, talk to, like, try to sneak around and see what any members of House Fabrock might be doing. What are everyone's thoughts?
Well, we're on the path to leave, so far I'll just do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I assume you have this mini discussion within you three?
I think it's probably the conversation that the party would have in character, like, as we got out of the labyrinth. Like, hey, so we're getting close to the surface. What do you guys want to do? I think
Okay.
This conversation would have probably already happened before we encountered Jarley just now.
Okay, so let's say that you give an indication of a summary of that to Jarley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He says in response to what you state that, yes, you will find a way out of the Underdark if you travel through Gauntlgrim. That is, in fact, the route that I would have suggested to take.
Gauntlgrim is still in the Underdark. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. Go ahead.
Yes, out of character, Gauntlgrim is one of the dwarven cities in the Underdark.
I see it on the map, actually. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, which was taken, lost, retaken, and lost again by the dwarves. And he will say, but you will find that immediate access will not be granted, I believe. From last I've heard from my friends, the dwarves do not have immediate access to the entrance to the Underdark. More than likely, you will have to deal with House Fabrock one last time.
Oh, I see.
But, and as he says this, you see that any kind of humor that he had, any kind of joviality at his reunion with you guys has dropped, and he states to you in a serious manner, I will say this. If you feel tightening at your throat, and you look around and you see cloaked horsemen, I urge you to flee.
Ugh.
None that we have found who have met this creature again after being marked has survived.
Chilling. Okay.
And after he says this, a hint of humor returns upon him again. But you are all smart friends of mine. I'm sure you would not have needed such a warning.
Oh yeah, we're ready for anything, man. That's us. Does our group have a name? Have we given ourselves a name? We're just Vrisdan
No.
and Futon and Goji, right? We're not like
I was wondering how long it would take for you guys to figure that out, but no, you have not named yourselves.
I was just about to say, like, we're the blank, and then I was like, wait, there is no blank. We don't have a blank.
Now then, my friends, unless there are any other questions, I will bid you good journey and hope for your continued growth. For the time when you can finally repay me.
Yes, thank you very much for all the help you've just given us and all the questions you've answered. Could I make a recommendation, Jarley?
Of course.
Given that we don't know any of the drow on your side except for you and Vixai, if you ever need to reach us or get a message to us, but you aren't able to do so personally, could I recommend... ask... Okay, go ahead.
As you say that, he lifts his hand and places it upon the shoulder of Vixai.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you, if I have need of you, I will always be able to find you.
Okay.
And if I'm not there, she will be.
Good. Okay, good. That's good. Because I'm just thinking that'll at least, if we see a 9-fingered drow, either we know it's Vixai or Fabronk is deliberately cutting fingers off of their own drow to try to fool us, which I guess I wouldn't put past them, but... Cool.
But worry not, my friend. Any friend of mine is always easily found. And as he says this twinkle in his eye is shining. Either it's a hint of mirth or promise. You don't know.
What does Vixai's face look like when he says that and gives that twinkle?
It's completely blank.
Okay.
Now, assuming that nobody has any other questions.
Nope.
Then Jarley makes a small bow and turns and marches into the tunnel where you saw that there were more people. And Vixai follows her new leader, and they retreat into the darkness of the Underdark.
Cool. All right, which direction makes sense for us? Whichever direction he pointed us, I guess.
That's what I was gonna say. I figured that you guys are gonna continue down the path.
Okay.
And as you continue down into the tunnel that he indicated, maybe as a possible last jest, maybe small piece of humor, you travel down the path and you look to the right and you see this little placard. Similar to the one that you've seen before, written in Dethic.
Oh, yeah, okay. I forget, because it was so long ago that we saw these. I forget, or were we able to read it?
Yes, we determined that all of you are capable of reading Dethic.
Okay. All right, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm confusing Dethic with Abyssal, or whatever the demon's language is.
It would be abyssal.
Yeah, okay.
Dethic is the runic dwarven means of
Got it.
writing, but
Okay.
it's also used by majority of common humans
Underdarkers.
and such. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going the right way.
So you progress, and about half a day of travel, you finally reach a much grander cavern, and in it you see a path through mushrooms that leads to the entrance of the dwarven city of Gauntlgrim. And in front of you, all you can see is this massive stone of a different hue, color in the gray hues that differentiates it from the brown walls around you. And you do see that the gateway is open, and in standing guard in front of it, you see the squat figures of dwarves.
Okay.
And as they
Go ahead.
And as they spot you entering the main cavern, they look like they get into a guarded stance, and one amongst them runs in, possibly to notify of an approach from this main tunnel.
Could you give us some description of what Gauntlgrim, where the city is situated in the Underdark? Like, obviously, it's not on the Dark Lake, but is it near a like, is there a river or a stream that it's on? Is there, like, what kind of cavern size? Like, where's the ceiling of the cavern relative to the height of the city and all that stuff?
This main cavern itself is enclosed, and the exit into Gauntlgrim is closed off by this gateway that is open.
Okay, so we can't see the city itself now.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, assuming neither of my companions has any reason to balk at it, we'll march our way through the gate, noting the dwarves that just scurried off to seemingly announce our arrival.
Yeah, you approach the gateway, and as you get closer to the dwarves, the dwarf that is remaining at the gateway calls you to halt and declare yourselves. And while he does not seem outright confrontational, he seems to be guarded.
Okay. We probably want to play things pretty close to the vest. Unless Vrisdan or Futon want to step forward.
Oh, by the way,
go
I
ahead.
completely forgot. Futon, can you give me a roll for your beardedness?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
We have rested, right?
Yes, it's been about a day and a half
Okay,
since you
I
left the labyrinth.
gotta reset my superiority die. Oh, they are reset. Okay.
Okay. Let's just say the top half is you succeed. So you have gone another day without a beard.
Damn, of all the times it would have been useful for you to have your dwarven beard.
Okay.
If only you hadn't blown up that ballista. What a silly thing. Okay, go ahead.
So the dwarf has asked you for the declaration of who you are, and he seems to be guarded, mostly looking towards the drow amongst you.
That makes sense, I guess. Goji's going to step kind of between Vrisdan and the dwarf, such that the dwarf's line of sight is interrupted by her. And she's going to say, we're 3 weary travelers who have been in the Underdark for weeks uncounted. We're on our way back to the surface, and our path brings us through your city.
Well, if you're that weary, you can always stay out here and sleep. But we cannot just let any unknown travelers within the city. We have enough problems as it is.
Um, I'm out of ideas, guys.
I'll get my bagpipes out and start playing Persuasion.
Yeah.
Okay. You do so, and the dwarf is taken aback. And he doesn't drop his guarded stance, but he does seem confused.
Oh, while he's playing the bagpipes, Goji remembers that we know. I gotta find his name. I know his last name is Erling. I just want to make sure I have his first name correct. Herbeg? Grobeg.
Grobeg, yeah.
So she'll drop Grobeg Erling's name. See if that gets us any different treatment.
How do you know Grobeg?
Do we?
And
she whispers to her companions, "Do we want to tell him we were at the?"
He shouts over the bagpipes, "How do you know Grobeg?" And as he says this, the guarded stance becomes more hostile.
Oh, God damn it!
Because as you may recall, Grobeg was sent as a spy. So
I was just gonna say, I don't know that we want them to know that we've successfully visited the Dwargar city without being. We basically have become kind of sort of friends of theirs. That would not go over well with the dwarves, I bet. Shit.
As you all,
I hope that Futon just continues to play the bagpipes.
As you all look to each other in confusion, except for Futon, who's playing his heart out. There is commotion behind the dwarf, and the other guardsman has returned, but accompanying him it seems to be another dwarf. And as he approaches and makes eye contact with you three, Goji and Vrisdan, you feel a tightening around your throat.
Uh-oh.
And you begin to feel a new presence in your mind. That of the dwarf ahead of you. And it seems like the dwarf also feels this reaction. And he says, "Step aside. These two are not enemies. In fact, they are victims, it seems."
Phew, okay. Assuming the guards step
and
back.
And you, the third one, quit playing those bagpipes.
I thought the bagpipes were gonna work, frankly. I thought they'd be like, "Bagpipes, you're in. Come on."
So the guard dwarves step aside, and while keeping a wary eye on you, they let you pass them, and the third dwarf, without revealing his name, turns and seems to lead you into the city, expecting you to follow.
Yeah, we're ready. I think I'm ready to follow.
Okay. He leads you into the city, and as you enter it, you find yourselves within a more built tunnel, more solid, in fact, than the rock that you were progressing down, as though it was made by the dwarves, which in fact it was. And as you travel down this new passage, you see that it branches out to different mini little passages, presumably into guard quarters and stock rooms and such. But as you progress to follow them, they lead you with no hesitation further within the city. until you finally reach a antechamber, and within it you find that there are other dwarves. Second. Okay. You find that there are two additional dwarves within this room that is lit by a brazier off to the corner, and you find that one of them is a black-haired dwarf with a very short beard, and his beard is decorated by plain stones interwoven between gold. And you do see another dwarf, one more dressed in a manner of a warrior, and his hair is suffused in reddish hue with streaks of gray going amongst them. And the third one, who you had been following, turns, and you see that they are also different from the other two, having blondish hair and dressed more of a manner of a lord.
Mm. And it was this lordish one that came to meet us at the gates?
Yes, he is the
Wow.
one that was marked similar to you two, it seems. And as he turns and beckons you within the room, he points out to the table where you see sets of stools that can be seated upon, though kind of small for someone of the size of Goji.
Well,
And you
she'll make her
see,
best effort at sitting on it.
and you see that the other dwarves have quite notably chosen to remain standing and watching over you three. And as you take your seats or stand as you choose, the one that led you turns and walks around the table while keeping a gaze upon you, and in the entire time you feel his presence as well, aside from Futon. And as he reaches a stopping point, he leans upon the table and looks to you and says, "Greetings and welcome to Gauntlgrim, though, as the name implies, it is grim times for us and for you, it seems. I be called Staldred Ludawakazar."
Spell that for me, please. God damn.
And after, yeah, I did not pick the clan name. And as he says his own name, he points to his companions and introduces them as well. And as he points to the raven-haired dwarf, he proclaims him to be Dasmore Hammerhand.
Hammerhand. Hang on a second. What was the name of the... No, wait. Hang on. The dude who did my club, his name was... He was a dwarf or... No, he was a Dwargar.
He was a Durgar, and
Okay.
his name was Bramrul Wrathhunter.
Okay, never mind. Yep, Wrathhunter, in my distant memory, Hammerhand reminded me of it, but that's not anywhere close. Okay, sorry. Forget it.
And he also introduces his red-haired dwarven companion as Gerlund Herlinga. And after his own introductions, he turns to you in expectation.
I'm Goji Ramshead, club bearer. These are my two very quiet friends, Futon Ganda and Vrisdan.
They, the two that are standing aside from the table do not respond, but Thaldred nods to each of you. It is well to meet you. Now, as you are clearly aware, we each share a similar affliction. Now I need to know why you're here.
Oh, Thaldred and Dasmore have the same curse?
No, Thaldred has it the same as you and
Okay.
Vrisdan.
Okay, but Gerland and Dasmore do not?
You do not feel a
Okay.
reaction upon looking at them.
Got it. Okay. I just want to make sure I understood who it was that had it. Okay. Yeah, how did you get yours, man? This is crazy. Goji is so unprofessional. It's crazy. Right. Good.
I wish to know your own situation. And as he says this, you feel an intensity that the Lord practiced in getting what he wants.
Okay. Yeah. I feel you, man. Okay. So we were fighting this lady who works for House Faybronk. Presumably she was the daughter of the chiefess of House Faybronk. Her name was Affin. We beat her in a fight, killed her, and afterwards were confronted with this portal through which we could see a dark hooded figure on a horse. And when the portal closed, we suddenly had these marks on ourselves and could feel each other's presence. Me and Vrisdan, Futon somehow escaped unscathed.
After your description of your cursing, he turns to his companions and he nods. And he turns back to you and says, yes, that would be a similar apparition that afflicted me. Although it seems to me that you got off in a much easier circumstance than I.
How do you mean?
And unfortunately, most of my own clan who came to aid our Battlehammer brothers have been destroyed by that creature. I and only a few others of my troop managed to escape.
Oof. So the survival rate for this thing is like single digits?
We do not
Says
know.
Goji, the math fucking magician. I don't know how she knew about survival rates and single digits, but anyway.
I don't know how you know it either, but as far as I am aware, only myself and a couple of my dwarven brothers of the Ludwigazars will have survived the creature.
Well,
I would consider it lucky if I were you that you managed to only be cursed across a portal.
You were cursed in person?
Yes. We had a confrontation with a group of drow, and it was accompanied by the creature.
Are you familiar enough with them to know the demonology behind it? We've had a briefing recently from a perhaps friend of ours who gave us the lowdown on the Faybronk demon connection.
He turns his head and says, before I even bother to answer that, I want to know if you've been followed here by the creature. It is very intent on slaying any that are marked, it seems.
So we heard.
We must know.
I mean, I'm sure that we haven't been followed, but when I say sure, I mean like, who's sure of anything?
And he studies you for a few seconds. He nods. And then well, we will know soon enough if it comes from the south. We have enough problems with the drow as it is in this city. Now, as for your question, remind me what the question was again?
I don't remember what was the question. I forgot the question because I instantly tried to switch my brain to answering his question.
Unless I got lost at some point, I believe it was how did he get his, or did we move past that?
No, that was the
We
question.
moved past that.
Oh, we did. Okay. Shit, then I don't remember.
Something about what Jarley told you?
Yeah. Did I have a question? I think I was just telling him that Jarley told us about the curse. That's how we found out about it. I don't remember that
Then
there
you
was a
seem to
question.
know more than we do.
Really? Wow.
All we know is that this creature is marking us and purposely hunting those it does.
Yeah, it seems... Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe my question was, are you aware of the connection between Fabronk and the demons? The marking and the hunting down and all that shit. They seem to be allied.
As you mentioned Frey Bronk, you do not see any recognition in Thaldred, but as he turns to his companions, Dasmore, the black-haired dwarf, very slightly nods his head and states, "Yes, we do know of House Freybronk. It seems to be like the most prevalent of our drow foes in this city. And it does seem that their retinue are more intent on killing those that are marked. But we do not know why."
Would we, out of character, you described Thaldred well enough that we can tell that he is the lord of this place, I think. Unless I'm misremembering which character's which.
You do know that he is a lord.
A lord,
but
okay.
You do not recognize whether or not he's
the lord.
The lord of
okay.
the city. You do recall that they were here, the Herlingas are here to aid the battle hammers in reclaiming the city, but none of these dwarves has been introduced as member of the battle hammer clan.
I was going to ask if there's anything about Dasmore or Gorland that would similarly be a clue as to, so Thaldred's a lord, we can tell by his appearance. Is there any indication who Dasmore and Gorland are, other than they're just in a room with Thaldred? We got their hair colors, but I'm just wondering if anything else about their person speaks. Like, is one of them clearly a smith, or a general, or...
You do recognize Dasmore to be a warrior.
Okay.
More of a mercenary by his outfit.
Okay.
And you do recognize features on Gerlund to put you in mind of Grobeg.
Is he also incredibly sexy?
Oh, this
Damn
man,
it.
this dwarf is sexy as you imagine Grobeg would be in the equivalent of a generation for his kind.
Oh my god, he's a spitting image. Runway model sexy. Okay. Okay. Shit. Now with all that clowning around, I can't remember where we were in the conversation.
Okay, then I will put the conversation somewhere then.
Yes, please.
Thaldred turns to you after the discussion on House Fabronk, and he says, "Well, now that we know that you're not foes of ours outright, why are you here?"
Well, we were captured by Fabronk. God, it's got to be almost 2 months ago now. Managed to escape, courtesy of the help of a rival drow clan. And after making our way through Dark Lake and the nearby labyrinth, we were trying to find our way to the surface. We met someone, I think, who might be related to someone in this room, Grobeg Erlinga, who told us to come this way to get back toward the surface.
When you say that, Thaldred looks plainly surprised, and Dasmore gives a grunt, and Gerlund gives a hearty laugh, and he addresses you. So, you have met my son.
Yes, we were impressed by his chiseled jaw, his full head of hair, his confidence, and his ease of conversation, and we all fell in love with him the second we saw him.
Of course you did. I mean, you're looking at his own sire, after all. What other kind of result could he be?
Yeah, you guys are a handsome bunch, you Erlingas.
And he gives this dashing smirk, one that, if you are not careful, might smite your own heart.
All right,
And
we're
he
in.
turns to you, and he turns to Thaldred, and he gives a nod. I think it's sufficient to say that we can trust them, supposing that they can tell us what exactly Grobig is doing and how they met him.
Yeah. Well, we met him in the Dwergar city of Grukelstag. What was the name of the city? Grukelstag?
I think Graxstul.
Gracklstug. Okay. He was enslaved by the Dwergar. We met him while he was working, and he seemed absolutely cool with all of it. Did not seem to be having a problem.
Then yes, I've heard enough. That is clearly my son. Now, I assume that he'll be joining us soon enough, no?
You asking us?
Yes.
Oh, he seemed to show no signs whatsoever that he was interested in leaving Gracklstug, but he may have kept that decision to himself.
Well, that's too bad. But then at the same time, I don't know if this city can stand having two such dashing dwarves.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Did he give you any kind of indication of his findings in the city?
Goji.
And as he asked this, you remember that he was there to spy on the Dorgar and to find out what the whole surge of demons that was afflicting the Underdark is about. And from his findings, he's finding that the Dorgar are not the source of the demons, and that in fact they are also being attacked by the drow, who seem to be in league with the demons.
Okay, yes, we'll relay those findings to Gerlund here.
Well, I think it's safe enough to have them meet the good Lord Battlehammer. And upon saying that, the other two dwarves agree, and they decide to, unless you guys wish to rest, proceed to lead you to the Dwarven Lord of this expedition.
I am feeling thoroughly rested. I don't think I need to rest unless anybody else feels like they need to.
Vrisdan's all good.
Okay. They march on out of the little room and lead you into a much more open little room within the city, one that seems more fitting of a meeting space than the little interrogation room you found yourselves in. And sitting amongst a group of dwarves of similar attire and hair color of brown, you find a much more robust looking dwarf sitting at a head of a table whilst eating and drinking. And he turns his head and notices your entrance, and a small rise of his eyebrow goes up at your accompanying his three dwarven brothers, and he waves away his companions. And as you all approach him, he does not rise, but gives you his full attention. And Thaldred turns to you and introduces his uh, leader, his brother of another clan. And he introduces to you Nastug Battlehammer,
Damn.
leading member of the expedition to reclaim Gauntlgrim.
Oh. Goodness. You mean it's not currently in dwarven hands? Out of character.
No. Gauntlgrim is this whole thing where it keeps getting reclaimed and taken and reclaimed and retaken by different forces. It was first a dwarven city, then it was lost to a dragon, then it was slain, and then it was retaken by the dwarves with the aid of Jarley. And then some more shit happened, and a beholder came up, retook the city,
Damn.
and then it was killed by a bunch of adventurers. And right now, as the lore from what I've read, it's a thing between elementals, corbids, and dwarves and drow for
Okay.
the city.
So we're not in a populated city with merchants and, guild members and all that. We're in a contested, war-torn, like not quite like Berlin 1945, but something that's there's not a city life hustle and bustle here. This is like a war zone essentially.
Yes, that is
Okay.
part of the reason Grobeg was in the city of the Durgar as a spy.
Oh, okay. Got it. Makes sense. All right.
After his introduction, Nastug gives you his full attention and welcomes you to what little part of Gauntlgrim is his. And seeing as Gerlund recognize you as friends of his son, he proclaims his confidence in you. And Nastug seems to rise up a little bit more on his chair in surprise and looks to you and says, "Well, then you are now doubly welcome, my friends."
Thank you. Have you had
Now-
direct interactions with the drow or Febronk particularly?
Only on the other side of my axe.
Good.
And after he
Glad to
says
hear it.
this, he looks to Vrisdan. He says, "But have no fear. Your kind are not unknown to my clan. You are under no threat here, so long as you come as friend."
I was not afraid.
Vrisdan's great. I love him.
Okay. And after saying his intentions of goodwill to you, Nastug turns to you three and inquires as to what it is that you want.
Well, we were attempting to find a path to the surface, but it sounds like you're dealing with some shit here that is relevant to what we're dealing with, because my companion and I have been cursed the same way that your friend Thaldred has been cursed.
And he looks to Thaldred, who nods, and he says, "That's unfortunate. Now, I do not know how to aid you on that. However, as to the surface situation, we cannot outright help you with that either. At this time, the main entrance to the surface has been a no man's land, one constantly contested by us and some drowlings and corvids as well.
When you say corvids, out of character, you mean like crow type monsters?
Let me see if I can find this image for them.
Is Goji familiar with them?
Okay. Give me either a history or arcane roll.
History it is.
You have vague knowledge that it is some kind of fairy.
Corvids are some kind of fairy. Okay, got it. Three-way fight between dwarves, drow, and fairies. Okay. Are we like? Is this officially a question and answer period, or did I just interject into something that he was trying to say?
Kind of both.
Okay.
So after he says that he does not have means for you to get outright exit from the city, seeing as you brought word for... Oh no, I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. Gerlund also informs him of your knowledge of Grobeg and the news that you brought about the situation that he uncovered in Graxtol. And he nods and he says, well, seeing as you did us the favor of bringing word from Grobeg and clearing his own return through the labyrinth, I think it befits us giving you the boon of our aid to escape the Underdark. We can give you a guide and a set of 2 Dwarven warriors to help you make a breakthrough to the entrance of the surface.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I cannot spare any more than that. So
that would be a guide and 2 warriors, or one of the warriors is also a guide, so it's 2?
He says it in a way to indicate that one would be like a scout.
Okay.
And two Dwarven warriors as well.
Wow, so 3. Doubling our party size.
So, should you choose to make your way to the surface, you can. I will say, though, you will be going through that no man's land.
Yeah. Goji's suspicions are raised, and she's wondering, she's going to ask, you'll just grant us 3 of your own for no compensation so that we 3 can reach the surface.
You did Clan Batterhammer the favor of bringing word of one of our own from their own mission and giving us information we sorely needed.
Okay.
Dwarves do not leave their friends to hang.
Assuming that all 6 of us were to make it to the surface, what would the 3 dwarves you're lending us do when we reach the surface? Would they come back here?
My dwarves will find either a means to return through the city to us or some way from outside.
Goji turns to Vrisdan and Futon and is like, what do you guys think?
About what?
Do we take them up on their offer? No man's land to the surface?
Vrisdan gives an affirmative shrug.
Okay.
He's willing to give it a
genuine.
try, just 3 if you wanted to, but more arms sound
Yeah.
like
I
not
think-
a bad idea.
Goji's ears, to her ear, it just sounds like it's a little bit too good to be true. Like, she's almost surprised they're not like, oh, but before you go, first, please go assassinate these, drow, whatever. But, like, they're just going to give us 3 dudes? Like, bringing word from Grobeg was enough?
At your face of apprehension, he addresses that. Hold on. He states, "You should know that we are not offering any more help than what I can give you of these warriors. You are not going to have any kind of free passage. Whatever you find out there is for you to deal with."
Oh, I see. So he's offering us soldiers not because he expects something secretly in return, but because he thinks if he didn't, we would all be mincemeat before we got, halfway to the surface. Is perhaps more accurate. Okay. All right. Do you have anyone here who vends? Anybody that's a merchant we could trade with? We have some things to offload. We have maybe some things we'd like to get before we make our last trek to the surface.
We have some extra supplies, but only what we could bring with us for this expedition.
Do you have gold to buy some things from us that we have on hand?
He looks to the Dasmar, and Dasmar gives a slight nod.
Okay. Yeah, I can't think of a reason why we would stick around and not try to get to the surface. Do you have 3 people in mind right now, or shall we wait until you've got somebody picked out?
Are you asking that?
Yeah.
As you ask that, Nastug is not the one to answer you. It is in fact Garlund who answers you. Of course I have 3 just for you. None but the best for my friends of my son.
Okay. Then, yeah, I think in Goji's mind, if we can do some trading, she can offload some stuff because she's close to encumbrance. She doesn't even have to get much gold for it. Like, she can just get rid of it and get anything for it. She'd be happy. But that's the only thing that she wants to do before we would start our expedition to the surface.
Okay. Seeing as you are not volunteering to help the dwarves in their retaking of the city,
That's what I was wondering. I was like, are they going to ask us for help?
They're not going to ask 3 strangers who just happen to be friends.
I was
with
expecting
one of
some
the
reciprocity,
sons.
but sure.
I mean, if you want to volunteer yourselves, you can, but they don't know you. You don't know them. The way that the Lord is seeing it, you did them a favor.
Yeah.
By helping Grobeg in his mission. So
I mean, if they were
at least send you on your way.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they could tell us that we were gonna be smashing some Freybronk heads to get the city back, then like Goji's eyes light up. But it doesn't sound like that's the case.
From when you spoke to Thaldred before that Freybronk is here, and that Darlake indicated that the bitter is somewhere within the city.
Oh, true. Okay. I guess I got fixated on the elementals, and I forgot about the fact that Freybronk is around. Well, then maybe I spoke too hasty.
Maybe it's because I didn't describe it well enough during the discussion, but the way that the Lord sees it, you are just strangers and not outright for or against them.
Yeah.
And due to your assistance, that's a good deed to return by letting you pass through if you wish to.
Yeah, I guess out of character conversation for me and Adam and Max to have, but I don't know what would compel Goji to volunteer to help the dwarves unless they specifically made it a transactional part of getting us to the surface. If we can get to the surface without having to do shit for them, she would absolutely do that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, you can ask if they got anything to offer.
Well, we'd be essentially offering ourselves as cell swords, right?
Yeah.
That's what would happen, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The question is, do you three care enough in the retaking of this dwarven city to involve yourselves?
These are the first 4 dwarves we've met that weren't a really sexy slave. Like, I'm trying to think, like, if Goji had an affinity for anybody down here in the Underdark, it would be the Dwergar, because we basically, like, worked for them. They were very closely tied to what we were doing, and we know for a fact that dwarves and Dwergar hate each other. So not that she would instantly be antagonistic toward the dwarves, but she would be thinking, like, well, I already have some loyalties, and they don't lie with the dwarves.
Futon has a bit of a history with dwarves, so he'd be more likely to want to help
True.
them, but no, not the clan he worked with, so he's more in the middle.
Okay. Where's Vrisdan at?
as soon as the Faebronk are gone, he's team drow.
Okay.
That
if
sounds
he can
very
maneuver
drowish.
things that he can win this with the dwarves, but make sure the dwarves are on as back of foot as possible,
Okay.
the maximal casualties, he would do so.
The other thought I had regarding Vrisdan, I know that the Bitter wasn't directly involved in your duel with the one...
Oh yes, he would like the bitter to die.
Oh, okay. Is that reason enough for us to stick around and search him out? We're not going to probably get another chance.
I think
Well,
Vrisdan is more confident in getting to the surface, out of character, leveling up a few times, in character, getting more prepared, and then coming back to the Underdark sometime in the future of his life with the specific task of wiping those guys out.
Okay, got it.
How about this? It's almost time.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you guys think about what your characters would do
Okay.
during the next 2 weeks? Because if you choose that your characters want to do something in the city, either for the drow, against Faebronk, for the dwarves, or anything like that, that's something we can pursue.
Okay.
But the way I currently see it, the main goal for you 3 has been to get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, the dwarves as a race, they are very clannish. They stick to their own and try not to rely on others.
Okay.
If they view you as a friend, they'll do anything for you. But at the moment, despite what Gerlin may say, you're still strangers.